once.
You almost killed him.
You almost killed him.
You've done interviews before.
Yeah, it's been a while.
It was really hard.
No, he knocked him in the back
No,
of the
yeah,
truck.
but it's about 8 inches away.
Thought his spine was going to come up his back.
Hey, I took it like a man, though, didn't I?
Oh, my
You know how
God.
many people I've done
Bull
that
just
to?
told Levon about 8 inches away, and I'm thinking, Bull, you better give him a tape measure.
That's 8.
Yeah.
That's 8.
Did you put a tape on that?
Don't ask Candy. Oh, shit.
Oh, that was good. Thank you for that.
All right, get all your swears out. We'll go live. No,
We are live.
I mean, on the Red Day deal.
God darn. I was like, you're confusing me.
Well,
We're live right now.
when?
Kimberly's at home, Travis.
Well, hey,
Just
Cam.
said so. Right here it says
Yeah.
arrived. Hey, I gave you an immersion flurry.
Mine is Eli. That's the best part you put on there. Eli, sorry. Oh, shit.
It's his first time. That's acceptable. It's his
It's on
first
the-
time.
it's
Oh,
on
yeah. I leave mine up every single time.
And he's done it for 200 and something shows.
Mine's
292.
down
Golly, we've been doing.
now. I just hit it where you could hear it.
Oh, okay.
You got to
I
cut your
just turned it back
volumes down. All right, then. Travis, I got you something.
Thank you.
You got yours on vibrate?
You feel better about yourself?
I just put mine on vibrate.
So, like last night when you called me, my phone at 5 o'clock goes to personal, and if you ain't one of the 5 people in my personal contact, it don't come through.
Oh, I noticed that, yeah. Just
Yeah.
don't want to deal with it.
But no, because I had so much work. I was getting phone calls and texts and emails at freaking midnight.
Dang.
And
All
I was
that coming
staying
through.
up, I was answering them.
Yeah, that's not good.
And so finally, one of the guys that works for me, he's like, Galen, turn your stuff off, dude.
You got to shut it down, man.
Like I even, when I'm in front of a classroom teaching,
Yeah.
I have to silence my watch.
Oh,
All right.
Brad Marcel's watching.
What's up, Brad?
Uh-oh.
He watches often, actually. He's the one.
He's the one
Yeah,
that
The
watches
one
it.
person that ever watches.
Oh, never
No,
one.
no,
He's the
ever. That was good. That's funny. Somebody they'll say something to Eli. Hey, man, I was watching your show the other night. Eli's like, oh, you're the one. The only one. You got so bad here one night before we got on radio. We were probably 4 hours in, 3 hours in. The only people watching the show was the people in this room. We're like, all right, this is in this. This is ridiculous.
What are we
Just
doing?
like that.
There's nobody watching. Oh, my
I
gosh.
catch myself when I'm on the road. I watch it.
Yeah. Listen to
I
it.
can't watch TV. I get tired of watching crap.
Yeah.
So I'm like, hold on, you just clicked on. Let me hit that.
Now they changed that. We had like 4,000 likes or whatever. Well, now, and we had 4,000 followers, but now you have to be following the show for it to pop up in your timeline. So you have to go back in, click on my show, hit follow, or it doesn't show
Right,
up.
don't
won't
show
show
up.
up.
No, well, that's why our viewers are.
Yeah,
Drop.
because people aren't clicking it.
Mm-hmm.
I think a lot of companies are having problems with that, too.
It's the algorithm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm following. Making sure I was.
Yeah, it's because we're pulling crazy numbers, and then
Yeah.
all of a sudden they're like, what
Drops
happened?
to 500. You know?
Yeah, like man, good lord. We did 1 hour. Best was like 14,000.
Dang.
We're like, heck yeah,
pretty
man.
good.
Yeah, it was
We had a
getting up
couple
there.
over 10, and
Where-
now
did y'all ever get anything out of the boost when you had boosted, or did it help?
May 25th, 2023, live from the Bayou. It's the Antiques Roadshow with Tooth Bull, special guests Galen Moran and Levon Moran, and your host, Travis Reed. Tonight, Levon and Galen have brought in an antique tea set and a pelvic massager that they found while scavenging through their grandmother's attic. Tooth has it plugged in, and we're hoping that it still works as Travis sits patiently with his own little lap.
I think she's flooded.
So, stick around. You don't want to miss tonight and see what the value of this amazing find is. Take it away, please, Travis.
I don't know if I can after that. Pelvic massager. Woo. I'll check eBay on running a break.
What's that? Well, just in case anybody has any fits of hysteria,
Yeah.
we can take care of that.
I think I'm about to have one. All right, everybody, welcome to the
Next episode.
of the Everyday Joe Show. I'm your host, the Travis Reed. You might have heard me before.
7.
7.
And we are 5.
Just dropped down to 6. Oh, back up to 7. All right. All right, everybody, here we are, episode 292, Studio 11 on a Thursday night. Bull's got the ACs cranking. Feeling good in here. Thank you, sir. We just never turned them off from yesterday, right?
Last year, actually.
Okay, that's what I thought.
He does not pay the electric bill here, as we've discussed.
There it is. And there it is.
There it is.
I
Full
do.
circle.
I have closed the refrigerator door
Oh,
Like-
impressive.
twice.
Could you get my son to do that?
You know what? Look,
I'm just glad he stopped
baby
peeing in
steps
bottles
here. Baby
in
steps. Hey, bring him to me when he turns 40. I've got a whole laundry list.
I'm gonna give him to you before that. Shit.
Watch your mouth.
I'm just joking.
That makes it better. That erased it.
He was just joking. He didn't even say it. Didn't even come out.
Oh, Tooth, how are you now?
Not so bad. How are you now?
No, not so bad. Good, and you?
I'm pretty well, man. Thanks for asking. I appreciate you having me.
You're welcome. What are you drinking?
It's Dr. Pepper and water.
Like mixed together?
Well,
That'd be gross.
the ice is in there, so
Okay.
yes.
All right. What flavor are you getting?
Water.
You getting this to water? Man,
Yeah, it's watered down.
is it watered down? Man.
It definitely does take water to make it.
There's a lot of the H2O flavor coming through strong.
You throw it?
Yeah, it's terrible. It's not the best fountain Dr. Pepper I've ever had either.
No. Oh, I'd write a letter.
I did.
Oh, good for you. All capital letters?
What do you? Oh wait, it's not that time.
It's not that time yet.
Shit.
Thanks for being here.
I'm just kidding.
Oh, man, come on now. Whoa.
Hello.
How are you now?
I'm good.
Are you going to talk like that all night?
I don't know. I'm stuck in character.
Is he like Mrs. Doubtfire?
Hello. Hello. Here's a run by fruiting. Oh, somebody get that man.
Whoa, 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 whoa. I will not be fruited in here tonight.
You might.
You.
Well, that
Will.
changed his tone
It
drastically.
did, didn't it? Yeah. Wait, hey, this
Hello,
is
this is
bull.
Put
Bull.
some bass in it.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
My name is
Settle down now.
Jahan Fletcher.
What
and
are you pulling on back there, Bull?
I'm having some Milo's tea, and I have some unleaded Mellow Yellow.
Unleaded?
In the
Is that
Frigidaire.
like Belly on Zero?
That is definitely Black Label, as I like to call it, Black Label.
Makes you feel good, don't it?
Is that like a high
Like a
gravity
man.
Mellow
Tough.
Yellow? Does that it'll get you drunk?
Like
Mellow
a
Yellow?
man. Feel like a man.
Well, it depends on what you mix with it.
He looks like a man.
He does.
Dadgum right, I do.
That's right. Appreciate you, Bull.
Welcome.
Levon Paul Moran, how are you, sir?
What's going on,
I
man?
just used your government name.
Oh, that's
How
not
about
good.
that? You're in trouble, buddy.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Oh, my phone just locked up. I don't know what's going on there.
That's okay. We're not worried
Oh,
about
never mind.
your
No,
phone.
it's back working. It just says government warning across the top.
Oh, okay.
All right, we're
Because
good.
I said his government. Oh, yeah. Whoop. Well, what are you drinking out there, Levon?
A sun drop, man. I hadn't had one a couple months at least. So-
Leaded too, son.
Oh, I love it.
We're proud of you.
That's the only way I like it.
That's
He's got
right.
the yellow top.
He does got the yellow top. That's good stuff.
Does he know the difference?
Does he know the difference? That is the
I
question.
probably do not. What is the difference?
There is a difference between the yellow top and the white top, or the green top.
That's a diet,
Yellow
right?
top.
Well, no, not necessarily.
Where it's made.
It's where it's bottled.
Oh, is that right?
It's where it's bottled.
Some taste better than others.
Really? So where's the
Absolutely.
two
I'm a
places
big
there?
fan of the bottled stuff myself. I really like the stuff with the pulp in it. I'm digging that.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, that sounds good.
The glass bottle ones, yeah. Look at that
Yeah.
pulp. Thanks for being here, buddy.
Yeah, thank you.
Galen, forgot your middle name, Moran. How are you, buddy?
We don't want to say my government name. Promise.
Well, if I did, I don't know if I would.
Yeah, probably
Yeah.
not.
How are you, sir?
Good, good. Thanks for having us.
Yes, sir. Glad you're here. But, you know, been-
Can we just call him Teacup?
Teacup,
No,
we
can call him
Teacup,
Teacup.
Moran.
this is already leaning towards another one of these witness protection programs.
It
I don't understand what's happening.
We have accused
I've
several
known
people.
this guy for a long time, so I don't understand.
Well,
He did disappear, and now he's here. Like,
long
what's
time.
going on?
he lived in Atlanta.
One time, Bull took me out and told me to tell the guy that we saw that some guys from Atlanta told us to check the place out.
Yeah. See?
And then we got in there, and the first two people knew us. And then he was like, "Oh, y'all ain't from Atlanta." I'll tell you later, Bull.
That's my story, and I stick to it.
My 18th birthday.
I'm always from
He
Atlanta.
said, "We're from Atlanta."
Well, blew your cover.
That's like,
What are you drinking tonight there, Mr. Moran?
I think that would be a Diet Sundrop over Sonic Ice, the best ice in
the
the world.
best ice on the planet.
I agree with that.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Here.
Travis,
Yes.
were you going to tell us what you were having to
I was going to
drink?
wait for you to ask me.
Hey, man, what are
There
you
we
having
go.
to drink tonight?
Straight and narrow.
From the Common John Brewery?
Yeah.
Like the tooth?
Yeah.
What's it taste like? Pinky's out. Pinky's out.
And you got to slurp it. That way people on the radio know I'm drinking.
It's like soup.
Tastes like excellent, sir.
You know, you are walking like excellence lately. Is it because of the tooth?
I think so.
You can't handle the tooth.
I can't handle the tooth. I'll be walking
Sideways.
weird. Yeah, well, anyway. Hey, guys, if you're near Common John Brewing Company or just in town, they're doing karaoke right meow. 6 p.m. started. Bull, they doing it outside tonight?
See,
That's
I said
British
that
for
same.
you.
Outside, you can be on the stage like a rock star. doing
under
some
the
karaoke.
lights, nonetheless.
Dude.
The lights not made for the Travis Reed.
Yeah, I don't let them use my lights out there. It's not happening. It's mine.
You're selfish.
Well, they're mine.
We'll talk about it after the show.
Thank
They're
you.
not for him. They're not at all.
Tastes like two.
Why is the
fingers.
lady from Poltergeist here?
I don't know what's going
And you know what makes him so mad? Like, I watch Swamp People all day, like, to get it down. Couldn't do it.
No, so you just watch Poltergeist?
What's that? No, so it just, I open my mouth and, hello.
Yeah, that's usually what happens.
That's what it went.
He opens his mouth and
Jimmy
For as
Newton
long as I've known him.
Yeah, exactly.
said it tastes like tooth tears.
tooth tears.
Tooth don't cry.
He don't cry. He don't cry. So yeah, guys, they're going on till 9. So y'all get down there at Common John Brewing Company. Go check out some karaoke there with Shane from Back Porch Productions, if you will, please. Be a good
All-time
time.
best karaoke there so far.
Larry Brigman
Larry Brigman.
singing. Was it Iron Man or War Pigs?
It was War Pigs.
From
You know how I remember? Oh, Lord, yeah. That's how, because that's how it sounded. It was awesome.
Man didn't need a mic.
Really?
No.
That's impressive.
It was-
I got so many snaps. That's the one time I was thankful for the Snapchat.
Yeah.
Like, I was like, thank you for sending me these terrible videos of
Yes.
Larry murdering an Aussie performance. I mean, murdered it. He killed it.
He would have got the death penalty, and they would have put him in the chair right then.
Right now.
If
Oh,
Ozzy,
right now, son.
if Ozzy had been passed already, like he would have rolled over in the grave
Guaranteed.
from that performance.
Guaranteed, no doubt about it. All right, guys. So I got a couple of first of all, we'll start off with a story, and then I got a question for you
Oh,
guys.
yeah, no.
There ain't no
So,
Two Moran brothers.
well, we're gonna get to y'all. y'all
The
just wait.
Moran Squared.
Tooth, you had a bar tab the other night, didn't
Shut your dang hole. How did I know this was going to come
you? I
up?
don't know, but what happened?
Can I just start with, I was at the ball field last night,
Yeah,
and a guy who I barely know walks up to me and tells me about my bar tab.
yeah.
And I'm thinking, Eli Kidder has got the biggest mouth on the planet.
Not Eli.
Oh, yes, sir.
No
So
way.
here's what happened. Let me give a shout out to Follows Tavern in Winchester. It was a delicious eatery. We had a really good time there. The Kidders and the Clarks ate dinner there last Friday night. When you walk in it's a small establishment. That particular evening we were there, I think graduation was happening in Deckard in Winchester or whatever.
Franklin County.
So there was a lot of dressed up folk. But you can go in a hoodie, it's fine. But it does kind of look more of an upscale place when you're inside. Some of the menu items can be a little upscale looking. Eli almost ordered one. I'll get into that. But so we're sitting there, we're in line. As soon as you walk in, you look right, you see the bar. Everything's facing you. They have lots of high dollar whiskey and bourbons and anything that you can say, like in recent months you've seen and people say is expensive. It's up there. They had Blanton's. They had some
good
Blanton's
stuff.
up there on the shelf. Every bottle of Weller I've ever seen labeled, they had all of them. So we were lucky enough to have Miss Alyssa. I always say it wrong. Alyssa. Yeah, you say it.
Elisa.
She was on the show. She brought some stuff, and we got to try all different kinds, and we got to try a couple different Wellers. So I was like, okay. Eli says, hey, let's get a drink while we're waiting. Ken, what do you want? Gin and tonic, or gin and club soda. So I walk up to the bar. Eli does his thing for him and Ashley. Bartender comes to me. I'm like, listen, I want a gin and club soda, and I'm going to get a double shot of that Weller CYPB, which is Craft Your Perfect Bourbon, for those of you who don't know. And I knew it was expensive because I've looked up the bottles, but I never imagined what they would charge you for a shot of whiskey.
How much was your bill?
Well, what had happened is when the lady set it on the counter, my eyes and face made some kind of reaction, and Eli starts laughing and looks over at my bill and then starts horse laughing. And the lady at the counter's looking at me like, honey, I didn't know, or I would have told you. And I said, well, I mean, no, we're good. Here's my card. $96. I had 2 drinks, guys, a double shot and a gin and club soda, $96. So I went ahead and was like, here's 100. We're good. Went and sat down.
I've got boogered up for way less than that.
I
yeah.
promise y'all, every sip, and I sipped it.
I bet you did.
And I ordered it neat. It's the way you do it if you're going
Yeah.
to order some expensive bourbon. You're going to get it neat. I sipped it, and every single sip touched every tooth in my mouth. I've never held whiskey on my tongue before. I sat there and savored every last drop. Before the appetizer ever hit the table, I finally finished it. And I was buzzing off of the one double shot. I was like, this is some good stuff.
Yeah.
Is it $70 good? I don't know.
It was a double though, right?
It was a double.
It was that night anyway.
And it was good, and I enjoyed it, and I don't regret it. The ticket for the dinner was $76. My bar tab, and Kim had a glass of wine with dinner, and it was only $76. Now, when we first sit down, that had just happened. Eli's still laughing. He's looking at the menu. He starts to order something, and whatever it was he started to order had some scallops with it. And he is dead set he's going to get it. It's a $42 plate. Kim, my wife, starts to say something and then gets a little hiccup. She stops. And about the time she stops, Eli gets a little smarter. And he's like, wait a minute, how many scallops come with this? And she was like, 3. And he was like, no, never mind. I was like, dude, I prayed that you would have got that meal. I would have horse laughed at you the entire time. Like,
He would have lost his
he would have
mind.
died, dude.
Oh, that'd have been great. Because Eli's very frugal, we'll say.
Yeah.
Cost conscientious,
There's
if
nothing
you
wrong
will.
with that.
No,
No, there's not, but he takes it a little too
a
far.
little extreme.
Yeah. $96 part. And you've been in stories about this all week
You
because
can't
of
hide
Eli.
money, dude.
Yeah.
You can't hide money.
So Eli's been telling everybody.
Well, at least the Bretts.
Yeah.
So we're at the ball field last night, and Kim, we're sitting there. Here comes Mike, comes up out of nowhere, and Kim gets super excited because that means Edna's there. And the next thing I know, I've lost Kim to Edna.
Right, she gone.
And Mike couldn't wait to let me know that he knew. I was like, thanks, Mike. And then I was like, Eli, thank you. I'm lost. No, you're not.
No, he's not. Oh, man.
He's guilty as charged.
Yes. All right, guys, take our first break tonight. We come back. We'll get to Levon and Galen, but I got one question we kind of talked about before we started the show, and we kind of want to get to your guys and on the show, on the Facebook Live and in the studio here.
I have
Y'all's
an
take on
interesting music of the week this week, too,
Do you?
guys. Just for y'all to know.
Good
It's
deal.
a cover, but it's an interesting cover.
it. Oh, I'll take it.
I heard saw your mom say hello.
Yeah.
Hello, Pam. Hope you're doing well.
You're listening to the Everyday Joe Show, brewed by the Common John Brewing Company here on Rooster 115 and Facebook Live.
Get the app.
Eli's a
Jimmy Newton said he's a BOGO kind of guy. Jimmy Newton just don't know.
All right, guys, welcome back to Everyday Joe Show, brewed by the Common John Brewing Company here on Rooster 1015 and Facebook Live, episode 292. Tooth, Bull, Levon, Galen, Eli. Probably doing a buy one, get one free sale somewhere.
Probably.
Somebody's
that?
probably giving away lobster. He's probably loading up to sell some on the way
It's
home.
only 6 weeks old.
Remember back in the day, like all these trucks would wreck on the interstate, and you just go by and just pick up whatever there. If they still, Eli would do that all the time if it's still
Didn't
a
that
thing.
happen not too long ago with some ramen?
I think so. Yeah, they lost like $32 worth of
It was
inventory.
$32 worth of inventory.
Yeah,
Whole truckload of ramen.
$32. Whole truckload.
It was terrible. I'm pretty sure Grundy County has been fed, like their homeless is fed for the next 6 months.
Yeah, for sure.
It was rough.
Oh, so we were talking. Matt Asher shared something on Facebook today. Before we get to Levon and Galen, kind of goes with Galen because his daughter plays
Recon Ricky?
Recon Ricky.
I'll be darned.
His daughter plays fast pitch softball, and I asked him, I said, "Hey, would you support a professional women's softball league?" And he learned me something that there is one in Florida. There's like 4 teams. And they all play in the same stadium. They have different team like city names, right? But they all play down there, kind of like
Manchester United
yeah,
you go.
Man U.
or West Ham.
Yeah, but they all play in the same one. Kind of like I guess is it the USFL's doing this year? I think.
Yeah.
A lot of them playing in Canton. Some of them playing like in Birmingham.
Sports.
But
No.
and I wish Eli was here because Eli's a big yellow ball fan.
He does like it.
Would y'all? I know your answer, but go around. Would you support a women's, especially like if there's one in Tennessee or something?
Absolutely. Bro, you know how much softball I watch already?
A bunch.
Dude, I'd be down with some real professional, like, let's go.
Yeah, I think it'd be great.
It is. This coming from a father who has a son who plays baseball and a daughter who plays softball. I would rather watch softball all day long.
It's faster,
It's
right?
fast,
It is so, yes.
and these young ladies can play.
And the
in my
hustle.
personal opinion,
Yes, absolutely.
And look, I'm not trying to get into the sciences of pitches. I'm just saying, in my personal opinion, watching those girls play versus watching even the league under the not professional. What is it, AA ball?
Yeah.
They play harder. They play like they are really competitive.
Intense.
It's intense.
Yes.
Yeah, it's a very humbling sport. I've told this story several times. We're leaving Babe Ruth All-Star practice, and Craig Jones pitched to us. He's playing college baseball at the time. Of course, Craig's my cousin, and I got hit off of him. I think he may have taken a little bit off. So I could,
Drop down to 85.
yeah. Hey, it don't matter how hard hit it was a hit, okay? Actually, I smoked it pretty good. So that's why I'm like, yeah, he let off on that a little bit. But anyway, so we leave there. I'm all pumped up because we had a really good practice, and me and Luke Sane were walking, and the high school girls were having practice. So Coach Breeden, football coach, and the girls softball coach, and now head coach at MTSU.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, "What y'all doing, boy?" I was like, "I just got done with practice, hitting a little bit, got hit off a college pitcher." He's like, "Ha! Grab it back, come here." I'm like, what? So he's got the pitching machine out there. Like, okay. Luke gets up there, whiff, whiff, whiff. I'm like, and Luke was a way better hitter than I was.
Yeah, he
I,
was
was
a good
I was decent, but Luke was really good.
Yeah, he was.
And so I get up there, I didn't touch it. Like the reaction time, you get a whole level of a different level of respect for it. Now, me and Eli, we watched every single our senior year, every single girls softball game except for one. Travel, we went the away games and everything. So I always like watching. It's fun. They hustle. I don't care what level, them girls hustle. But trying to hit that ball, dude, that was not fun. I did not care for that. I'm like, this is stupid. I mean, Jenny Finch, she struck out Pujols. I believe.
Yeah, she struck out a bunch of people.
Yeah, and it's humbling, dude. And, but just watching, and me and Eli always talk about this. The one play when Florida State was playing in the tournament about 3-4 years ago, the third baseman come in. You ever seen a hustle like that in any baseball game?
No.
It's rare.
Very rare.
Very
You see
rare.
it sometimes.
Yeah,
You'll see it in the
rare.
playoffs, World Series. But it was
rare.
one of the most amazing plays I've ever seen. But I would fully support.
I'd be down.
I think it's great.
I would go watch it.
It's,
live
it's
and in
definitely
person.
fun.
Yeah.
And the thing between my kids is I always challenge my son to hit as good as my daughter.
That's right, Dad. That's
there you
And
right.
he's 2 years older. But that's kind of the inside family joke.
God, can't you hit the ball like your sister just once?
Lift up your skirt, Nancy. Come on.
That's it.
That's
Thank
right.
God I had all girls. I would have ruined some little boy's life.
But I think that would be That would be good because as we were talking beforehand, the athletes that girls softball has it's amazing. You take girls that are in JUCO or that sit the bench in JUCO and they're athletic as all get out. Dude.
Junior college, for those of you who aren't up to par with the terminology.
Look at you sporting.
And the thing is that
I learned that in Rudy.
too many people think that JUCO is such a sub level of D1, D2, It's not. It's a bunch of D1 athletes who want to go get a 2-year degree, and they wanted to get better, bigger, stronger, faster before they went D1 or to a bigger school.
Yep.
And those kids are just as talented, if not more, than some of the kids sitting the bench on D1.
Yeah. Sometimes some of your
100%.
best football players come from JUCOs and then got transferred to a 4-year. And
Guess what happened to Bryce Harper?
yep,
Did you ever see him play 4-year baseball?
nope.
Sure did not.
No. Remember seeing videos of him when he's like 17 playing out in Vegas. And they're like, the next big phenom. I'm like, okay.
Yeah,
He's
look
going to be
at
another
today.
Todd Marinovich of baseball here. And well, he's not.
No, he was the next big phenom.
Yeah. He good.
He real good.
Everybody give it up for my boy Bryce Harper.
Yeah. He good. That boy good.
Well, and that's interesting because that's a huge conversation topic about certain women's sports and professional. And that's something I have never even heard anybody talk about, taking softball to a professional level. But like for years until it's not football, it's soccer. Let's go ahead and be clear. We're Americans here, America. But soccer got such a huge push, but I didn't see that large of a push from softball. It's soccer, Tooth, not football.
Bull,
Quit looking at me like
You're
that.
being more American than you've ever been right now. You're usually so much more on the cusp,
On the other pond.
on the other pond. You're on the cusp of being, nice to people and accepting. But listen, bro, everywhere else it's football. We're the only people who made it soccer. So why would it not just be football?
Are you serious right now?
It's only football. It's only soccer because we're in America and you're being
It's,
the
it's
traditional.
football everywhere
Dude,
else. In the
you're in
world.
America. Love it or get out. That's all I'm
I
saying.
love America.
Love it or get out.
I love America. I don't necessarily love that we completely have trampled on people for generation after generation, and now we can't even say football with the rest of the world. We
Hey,
have to
look
say
here.
soccer.
That's what we do.
It is.
Hey,
we're
those
good
two
at
over
it.
there fought for me to call it soccer. And how dare you belittle
Well,
them?
if I had known that was what they were fighting for, my bad.
If I didn't know, it might have changed. It might have
Thank
changed
you for
that.
your sacrifice. I had no idea.
We probably went to the Army then.
I should have joined up. ASVAB tests took me places. They were calling me. I should have
If
joined.
you were so passionate about wanting to be football, you should have enlisted, sir. That's all I'm saying.
They probably would have went to the Air Force instead of the Army. Yeah. It's a little bit easier. Ain't as hard. We'll do that. Oh, man.
My appreciation for you fellas has grown. Leaps and
Just a little
bounds.
bit, right? Just a little bit more.
Oh
I
man,
didn't know,
I
was that
really,
y'all's,
I really loved
your
y'all
MOS
before.
or whatever it was called?
What's that?
PO, what's it called?
It's called MOS.
MOS.
Yeah, there it was. I almost said POS.
You
That's
did.
not-
You said no. You said it.
Yeah.
MOS is your job
Yeah.
description. Yeah.
What's your job? I'm here so we can call football soccer.
Yeah.
That's why I'm here.
That was the whole premise
Well, I did it.
for my
You're welcome.
20 plus years.
You go through all this stuff, and then the first day, it's like, okay, by the way, here's why we're here. So we want to make sure to keep calling things soccer in America.
I was going to get out until that enlister sent me that photo. It was a poster
The
of
pamphlet about football
It's
versus soccer
Sign me up
changed
another eight.
everything. What is wrong with us?
We are.
We are absolutely stupid.
Yes. I got a couple of comments from the Facebook live feed. A gentleman named Caleb Moran said, "You better tell them the truth about my hitting."
Granny Gran said, "Hey, let Levon say something."
Gregor,
Oh, Levon wants me to talk.
Gregor,
Granny Gran said, "Hey, let Levon speak."
What's going on, Granny Grant? How you doing? Love you.
Hey, Caleb, it's okay, buddy. You'll get over it. I promise.
you'll get
Better
your.
tell them the truth about my hitting.
He's a little
That's your
red.
son for sure.
I feel like he already has told us the truth, Caleb.
I think I have.
Well,
Your dad's really honest with us. He's really honest.
you know the one thing, I've known these guys since I was about fourth grade. I thought maybe fatherhood might have changed Galen's son. He's just directed his stuff onto his kids instead of me and Levon and
Exactly.
Johnny now.
They were a blessing to me. Yeah.
Bull, I thought this was supposed to be friendly.
Hey,
Hey, friendly fire.
I
bro.
tried with the soccer and football thing, fellas. That's the best I got. I tried.
Oh man.
He said, I'm just gonna project all this on my children.
So as Bull said, these two guys did serve our country. Galen, you went into '94, right?
93.
93. Levon went 96.
96, yeah.
You were there how long?
22 years and 1 month.
Oh, they were like, phew, thank God you're leaving.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you?
I didn't want to.
No? Really?
I wanted to do matter of fact, June 1st of 7 days from now would have
Yeah.
been 30 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
God.
I didn't want to retire.
Jeez, you're old. That's bad.
I am.
You're older than me.
It's a long time.
It was,
Didn't want. What was it? Was it the life? Was it the camaraderie? Was it just
Why I
the
wanted to
job?
stay?
Yeah. What was it? Because it's
kinda-
either or, isn't it? It's
Yeah.
either you want to stay, you're a lifer, or you're ready to get out after you get your GI Bill.
It kind of becomes who you are. You know, instead of something you do, it becomes who you are. And it's taken me a long time to get out of that. I've been retired 8 years, so it's taken me a while to get out. But I just didn't want to get out. I had a great job. I was in a great position. I was doing big things.
You did recruitment as well.
Yeah,
Did
4
you?
years.
And remember when we spoke about it when you first started doing it, you said you really enjoyed the recruitment side.
Yeah, for about the first 6 months.
Okay, all right.
That's a tough
I guess
job.
we didn't speak for a while after that.
That was the second worst job I've ever had in the
That's a
Army.
tough
What?
job.
It
For
was
sure.
the worst. But I just didn't want to get out. I
Got
had
tired of going to Michigan all the time. My bad,
Yeah.
bad joke. I'm sorry. We don't talk about
I
this.
got tired of a lot of stuff. But it's a hard environment. You know, it's never a soft sell. It's always a hard sell, right?
Yeah.
And you're trying to get young men and women to commit their lives to something they don't even understand.
Can I just say, when I met Galen, though, if there was a poster boy for like a recruiter, like, that was the guy.
Way back
I
then.
was never more scared of somebody I met.
So, yeah, well.
I think
I'm
you're
not
thinking
gonna-
about you're thinking about drill sergeant too, not recruiter.
Dude, Arlie Army has nothing on Galen when I met him. I was like, who's this
Yeah,
guy?
that's what I was about to say. Yeah, I'm about to say, yeah. The recruiters are supposed to be inviting,
Yeah,
not make you shoot
He
yourself
was
in the
a poster
latrine.
boy
I don't
for
think.
I
He
was like,
was. And you did you like the structure of it?
I love it. Still, I struggle with that today. Even the job I have today, it's a new career, and the things I struggle with is not having as much structure. I like structure. I like standards. I like black and white. I
Yeah.
don't like gray. And that's not the world we live in.
Yeah.
And so sometimes it's a challenge.
Yeah, I noticed from when I was with O'Reilly, I hired several people that were in the military. A lot of them retired Air Force, and one was Navy, one was Army. And they were some of the best hires. They were my drivers, but they were some of the best hires. I mean, you hired some in Murfreesboro that were former military. They were some of the best guys to hire because they liked that structure. You tell them, hey, your job is this, 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 and this. Got it. And
Easy.
boom, they were on it. They were like, yeah. And if you wavered sometimes, especially the older they were, they get like, they get a little cranky. I'm like, oh.
I will say the in my experience hiring, the older gentlemen were awesome. The older military.
Oh, yeah.
I've hired a few. What I've learned is if it's a younger man who's been in the military and he's not steel, there's a reason behind that usually.
Yeah.
And I've been burned several times thinking, oh, he's been in the military, he's gonna be great. No, no. 30 or up. 30 or up.
That's a good cutoff.
So, Levon, how long were you in?
Almost 9 years.
Yeah.
Yeah. I did that tour to Iraq, and I just
Mama's
wanted to go to
watching.
college.
You
It's
better
just
behave.
time. Yeah, time to move on. So,
Yeah, it's now
That's still
that's
still a long time, bro.
yeah.
oh, I put
8
in some
years?
time. There's no question.
That's
yeah.
I mean that's nothing to sneeze
it,
at.
it definitely felt like a full career. You know,
Yeah.
especially when you're doing the tours, the
That was
combat
that
stuff.
was your life.
Yeah. Oh, that's no. Yeah. I miss the camaraderie the most. You know, I mean, we were tight knit. You know, everybody had each other's back, no matter what creed, nation, color, didn't matter.
Right.
You know, we were all green.
Yep.
So, I've had a hard time transitioning myself, and you know, I've been out a lot longer than him. So, you know, it's just part of you. It's ingrained in you. You know.
I liked it when y'all used to come back from on leave and y'all bring people with you.
Yeah.
That was
Especially
fun.
him. He's
Smalls, man. That guy.
Yeah, Smalls.
Eric
yeah.
Smalls.
That dude.
He
was
wasn't small
awesome.
by any bit.
All
man.
6'8",
Smalls.
275.
Yeah.
We pull up. We met him at Waffle House. I think we were in the van. No,
We-
I don't remember. Anyway,
I think it was the van.
We pull up. We meet
Each
Galen.
time it seems like we picked you up, it was in the van.
Yeah.
We picked you up after you come back from basic in the van. Yeah.
So
Yeah,
we,
that's
we
right.
we're meeting you at the Waffle House across from Burger King. You're like, all right, meet us here, 7:30, whatever. So we meet him, and Galen sticks his head in, and he's talking. Yeah, we're doing this, and this. I got my buddy Small over there, and I'm like, he was a giant. He was the biggest person in Manchester. There ain't no doubt. And he was just there for a weekend.
He was literally 6'8", about 275.
He was huge. Coolest man.
Yeah.
Cool
Eric,
dude.
Eric
Really
Smalls.
Yeah.
He was awesome.
We had a good weekend. It was fun.
We got a lot of good
Well,
weekends.
they were 21. We weren't. So we had some beers. So it was
He
fun.
got me into the Harley Davidson drag racing scene at Rockingham.
Oh, wow.
That was interesting.
Rockingham,
Yeah, that was interesting.
I bet, man. But they,
It was nice to walk behind him.
I bet.
How much different is a drag show in Harley? Like is it that much different than the drag shows we go to today?
I mean, it's all black leather. So they
Okay,
kinda
it's
sit
still
over
all
the-
leather. All
You
right.
don't look like Rob Halford from Judas Priest.
Okay, there we go. All right.
No
Yeah,
life
you
to
know.
leather.
All right.
I've
been there. I'm just curious how it was back then.
They're still allowed to do Harley drag shows.
They are. Yeah, they are.
Those are still allowed.
Yeah.
In Tennessee.
Yes. Yeah. Well, it's not. But yeah, that was my favorite part when you guys would come over and bring people. It was so fun just to see people from different parts of the country and hang out, and you could see kind of how y'all got along, and it was, to me, it was enjoyable, and plus it was somebody else to buy us beer.
Exactly.
It's definitely a brotherhood.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's for sure,
Definitely a
man.
brotherhood.
So you wanted to stay in, but you're like, no, time to go.
I gotten hurt pretty bad a couple times, had some major surgeries, and I come up on a promotion list, and to accept the promotion was a 5-year commitment. And I talked to Brooke about it, and she's like, I think we're done. She was done. The kids, I think Caleb was 7 at the time, or he was 9, and I'd only lived with him for about 2 years out of 7 of his. Oh, man. So 2 years out of his 9 years.
That's tough.
I'd only lived with him because I'd been overseas, and
Yeah,
so it was time to go.
that'd be tough.
It was a
man.
good decision.
Yeah.
It was a really good decision.
Yeah, Levon, you just like, nope, done, ready to do something different.
Yeah, and I knew me and Cammy would want to have kids soon, and you see how hard it is on the kids. We just really didn't want to go that route, so we decided, we made the decision together because I was up for promotion, and I was like, you could either stay in, and I would go in depth, so you'd have to
You sign a contract, basically.
Yeah, pretty much.
And when you go over 10 years, you're indefinite. So you have to ask to get out of the Army. There is no contract end date.
Oh wow.
You have
Right.
to ask permission to leave.
And I was right. If I signed another one, I was all right. I'm in for the next 10 years at least,
Wow.
So, and
Yeah.
so it
Huge
worked out the way it
commitment.
was supposed to. Though.
Yeah. Oh,
Pretty
yeah.
big commitment.
And then, so
Yeah.
what you sort of noticed is between the two of you, because y'all have kids about the same age.
Right.
So every year and a half, 2 years, you stay in, your kid's batting average goes down like 0.5%. Is that sort of how it?
Yeah.
Is that what we've learned tonight?
Yeah.
Don't give Caleb any more.
Did he comment again yet?
He's going to call. Yeah, he did.
Batting averages and fathers in the military.
Mama's watching.
That's what you need to know.
They serve for soccer. Well, we definitely. I mean, you guys know we appreciate y'all's service, and we have a. I hope you get to meet him while you're in. A good friend of ours, except for Eli, Matt McCarthy. He was a scout. He had a little issue there in Iraq, got blown up a little bit, and the IED got him. And bad back, the dude's still working. Good dude. Tells some great stories like you guys did. And we used to do a veteran show every Tuesday. And he would come in and kind of be the liaison between us and the veteran. And
Yeah, I listened to it. It was good.
yeah, it was fun hearing this because he could pull some of the stories out. We wouldn't get into the crazy stuff, but just like the neighbor Chris, and he was in the Air Force I was telling you about, and just him talking about the base there in the Middle East and their Air Force base, and then Matt's like, "You son of a no!" And he's all getting all a little irritated about it because they're having steak and lobster every night, and you only have it every Friday. Yeah,
I wasn't having it at all. And right, he may
Yeah,
have
right.
at some of the bases he was at. I was out front, so
Oh man. All right, we're going to take another break. We come back. We're going to talk to Galen Levon a little bit more. We're going to talk about some kids playing sports, and the kids. Your kid and I have a mutual interest with the F1 racing and the watches
Yeah.
and stuff. So
yeah.
we'll get into that, and maybe a few more Army stories and some stories about Galen tormenting us. I'm just kidding, man. I only done one. No, I got to do the one though. The wings.
Yeah, you got.
I got to tell that.
That's
one.
me getting him, though. That's different.
That's true. You're listening to the Everyday Joe Show, brewed by the Common John Brewing Company, Rooster 1015 and Facebook Live.
Get the app.
All right, everybody, welcome back to the Everyday Joe Show, brewed by the Common John Brewing Company here on Rooster 115 and Facebook Live, episode 292. Tooth Bull, Levon and Galen, Eli.
Has just found that the teacup is from the 19th century, Travis, and come to find out it was cracked in shipping.
All right.
I hope he got shipping insurance. You know he didn't. That would cost extra money.
It cost extra. He's out.
He is.
Luckily, the collectors of this class have had it embossed with gold.
Gold. Who knew? Oh, Granny said, "Great show. Good to see. Good to see the guys."
Yeah, I was
Yeah,
love
Yeah.
Granny Gran.
yeah. I gotta get
What
her
has
on
it been? How many years have we all been in the same room together?
It's been a long time.
long time.
I mean, it's been years.
Yeah.
Dare say a decade.
I'd say
say
longer,
longer than
probably
that.
two. Since at least I was a recruiter.
I haven't
Yeah,
seen.
All four of us
I
were
haven't
in the
seen.
same room.
I
I
bet you
haven't
was.
seen Galen since whatever was open.
Wow.
Oh, dang.
That's the last time I saw Galen.
That
Hey.
was
I
2
saw
decades.
Levon a
That's
few
2
years ago,
decades.
but I ain't seen Galen.
That's where I met my beautiful wife.
Oh,
There you
okay.
go.
On a
Okay.
bar stool and whatever.
There you go.
She probably didn't like me saying that. I don't want to talk no more.
She's watching. You better watch out.
I know.
I have a couch. You're welcome. Move the ball cards.
Slept
It'll
on
be
many of those.
fine. Oh my goodness. So one of the stories from the Army that sticks out for me is
There we go.
When you were in the Army?
no,
When-
they wouldn't let
sorry.
me in. No, I did have a recruiter walk up to me one time. Hey, big guy.
So what you mean to say is one of y'all's Army stories.
Well, he was
sticks out.
present.
He was there. He,
Yeah, I
Well,
was
he's about to
present.
say he was
he
present.
witnessed
Well,
this.
before we get to that, because I want to get my facts straight, and make sure I tell everybody correct. You were a Ranger, right?
No.
You were a Ranger, right?
Sure. Yeah.
Yep. Well, to everybody.
Everybody else who-
I was in the 82nd Airborne when this happened.
Right? Didn't you like rappel down from helicopters too?
Yes, I do that
Yeah, he
too.
did do that.
What was that?
That's air assault.
Air assault. Well,
Yeah.
it's Ranger to me.
Okay.
Because people ask me, I'll say something about Levon, like, "Hey man, have you talked to Galen?" "Yeah, man, he's in the Army." "Oh, really? He retired?" "Yeah, he was a Ranger." "Oh God." I'm like, so you're a Ranger now? It's like Brad Sharon. He was in the Air Force. I told her about he flew like the Top Gun planes.
Oh, really?
He flew the cargo.
Cargo.
Yeah. He did the C-130s.
Yeah, and
We used to jump out of those.
Yep.
he was home one time, and I saw him. I was like, "Hey, if you might ask, you fly fighter jets?" He's like,
Yeah.
"What'd you do?" I said, "Just go with me, Brad." "All right, man. All right." What was you gonna say?
It doesn't matter.
Yeah. So I just lie.
This is awesome.
Just lie a lot.
This is the best.
So when you become 82nd Airborne or 101st Airborne, I guess any airborne, you
Paratrooper.
you get a set of wings.
Well, you have to go earn them
gotta
at
earn
school
'em, yeah.
first.
Okay. So Levon comes home, and we're at y'all's old house.
We're down on the lake.
Yeah.
Normandy Lake.
And so apparently, you explain the tradition.
Set us up.
Okay, so you go to airborne school at Fort Benning, Georgia, home of the infantry. Airborne school basically allows you to go into airborne units, and the mission of an airborne unit is to jump behind enemy lines, wipe out the enemy, and let ground troops come in. So we're the dummies to jump out of airplanes, right? So I went through in 94, January 94. Levon joined 96. He came through about the same time, January 97. And I'd already been at the 82nd for 3 years. And so I came home. Levon had just graduated jump school. And there's a tradition called getting your blood wings. And Levon, being the stud he was, my little brother, he ain't so little no more. I can't call him that no more. But he asked me to give him his blood wings, which is where your story comes in.
Yes. So Levon, he's pumped up.
Normally, you have BDU top on when you do this.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I didn't know. I thought you were supposed to not have a shirt. Okay.
Yeah, no,
No, he's just
I
being
did that.
sexy. He's trying to
Yeah.
be sexy.
So we're at the lake, and they're both in from leave, which was, it didn't happen very often that way. Sometimes,
No.
like holidays and stuff, it would. And this, I think, it was like summertime, wasn't it?
It was right at the beginning because you went in the spring of 97.
Yeah, it's probably that summer.
Yeah.
It was right at the beginning of the summer.
Well, I just say that because you had your shirt off. So
Yeah. Well,
which-
back then I'd take my shirt off for anything.
Levon's kind of like Craig. Craig Majors. He
Yeah.
never. He's lean body, tattoos everywhere. Never has a shirt. He would walk in somewhere. Well, Take your shirt off. Like,
It's allowed, right?
we call it pulling a
We
Matthew
come in and
McConaughey.
take your coat.
exactly.
Craig comes in and take his shirt.
Craig,
Not
we're-
his jacket,
Craig,
but
we're
his
Jiffy Burger. You can't do that here, you know?
I didn't go to that extreme.
Oh, he would. I mean,
Yeah.
and he became hey that guy that hangs out with Travis and always takes his shirt off.
Yeah,
That guy.
that's right.
That was you back in the day.
Yeah.
And so Levon, we're out, having a good time drinking and listening to music and this, that, and the other. And he wants to get his blood wings, and he's like, I want my brother to do it. Levon's got his shirt off, and Levon, he was, very fit. Yeah, he was ripped. And so they're
If Galen gets to be a ranger, Levon gets to be ripped.
I was chiseled, baby. I was chiseled.
he has band-aids all over his face.
And I'm Delta Force now.
That's the next 20 years when I be in.
I'm CIA then.
Yeah. Late base Chuck Norris's character on Delta Force after Galen. You fix to be a national hero, Bubba.
He's a national treasure already. What do you think?
He is.
Can we put him in a bubble?
We can. Probably need to. So Levon, he wants to get his blood wings from his brother, and we're all, actually it's pretty cool because, and I say this a lot about people in the military, that you're more of a man than I was because I couldn't have done it. The basic training, could not have done it. There's no way. And you guys did it, and then jumping out of airplanes, idiots.
Yeah.
And you did it. How many times did y'all get hurt? Falling,
Oh,
A
yeah.
lot.
Well, I heard his stories. I'm sure. And,
If we would go 82 days without somebody getting hurt or killed, we'd get a 4-day weekend.
Yeah.
I was there 4.5 years. That happened like twice.
I was thinking, you get steak and lobster if that happens?
You get a day off.
Get a day off is what we get.
So
We're worried about days off.
Jimmy Newton said, "You're Captain America's next." So Captain America, I'm gonna get you a shield.
I don't look like Captain America. Look at me.
So Levon wants to get his blood wings from his brother, and I'm like, man, this is really cool because that's something that not everybody can accomplish is doing something like that. So the thing is, you put your wings that go on your uniform, and they got little pins in the back, correct? Mm-hmm. So the blood wings is you punch into it, and as Levon said, normally you have your BDUs on.
Videos on, yeah.
Levon doesn't have a shirt on, of course, so his brother's pinning his blood wings on. Son, Galen hit his spine through his back. Did he fall out of a truck or
They
something?
fell out the back of his Ranger.
Heck yeah.
The Blue Ranger
Blue
splash,
Ford Ranger.
yeah, the little 5-speed. Dude, blood. It looked like a vampire had bit Levon on his chest. It just trickled out. It was black.
And it was all the way
blue.
to my chest, and
Oh.
the wings were like flush to my skin.
And of course Galen's just laughing. And of course we're all like, oh my, whoa, we've lost Levon. He gone.
Man down.
Yeah. But that was one of the coolest moments and one of the funniest, and I felt so bad for Levon because, dude, he drilled you
Hell yeah, he did.
so bad.
What's funny though is I had that done to me.
Yeah.
It wasn't my brother, obviously, but I had that done to me.
Yeah.
Are you wearing your BDU top?
I had it done in formation at airborne school.
Well, I did too. I just
But
came home
he
and let
just
you
asked
do it
me to
again.
do it. Yeah, he wanted me to do it.
Yeah, just
Because it's
out
a
of
brotherhood
It's a
thing.
brother. I
Right.
got it.
Yeah.
No, I understand.
And then out of all the soldiers who ever worked for me who went through airborne school, and I left Bragg and went down to Benning and pinned them and everything, I've never hit anyone as hard as I hit him.
Hey, but I got back up too.
But he's the only one that didn't freaking wince. And I didn't cuss. He didn't wince. He
Yeah.
just took it. He's like, all right, I'm good. And I was like, hey, all right,
I
maybe
will-
it's a little tougher than I thought it was.
You didn't. That's true. You did not wince.
Maybe that's because of all the years of growing up.
Hey, we're not talking about that. Remember?
You prepared him for that moment. That's a fact.
That's it right there.
But I will say this about Galen messing with people. I wasn't around as much as like Johnny was. So Galen didn't mess with me a lot because he didn't have the opportunity because I wasn't around very
Right,
much.
that's true.
Yeah, so I got
Right.
lucky on that.
Should've
I gotta
been
go
a
with my
little bit.
dad's. Galen's, I gotta go with my dad.
But if anybody knows Johnny, he probably deserved.
All of it.
Absolutely.
Okay,
More than
so-
you gave him.
I think sometimes Johnny would just mess with you. Just like, what if Galen hit me in the back of the head? The answer to that was yes.
Galen will hit me in the back.
let me write that down. Put it in my note. But it was a cool moment doing that. But I'm telling the thud that happened when he hit Levon in the chest in those wings, it was sickening.
Remember when I pulled them off and they had
Yeah.
the 2 holes?
It's-
Oh, that's why I said, look, a vampire just bit you in the
Oh, yeah.
chest.
He pulled him off and his skin stuck to him. And then kind of like, when he pulled him out and just
Yeah,
blood. And I was like, oh, that was a
deep.
good
It was
one.
about that.
It
deep,
was-
wasn't
That was a good one.
Yeah.
And you do any set of the wings you get pinned the same way. And so the more wings you get, the more opportunities you get to get punched in the chest by someone. It's frowned upon now. The Army's changed
Yeah,
a
they
little
don't
bit.
do that anymore.
They
So
don't
kind
do
of a
those
hazing
things.
type
It's-
deal. Yeah.
Now it's hazing.
Yeah.
Where
That's
we-
why the hiring sucks.
Yeah, there you go.
Did you order the code red? Dadgum right, I did. Let's do it again. Wouldn't you? Yes, they deserve to die, and I hope they burn in hell.
What did we get ourselves into?
See, I've actually
this much in a
text
long
Galen a few times or sitting face to face. Hey man, you'll be on the show. Be on the show, and you travel a lot for
I
work.
do.
And so I'm just glad this actually worked out because it's some good stories and
Oh, there's a bunch
good
of
times. Now speaking of you guys, you traveled to Germany. You were stationed there. You took trains all over Germany or Europe all the time. What's the coolest place you got to travel while in the military? Not now, because y'all both travel to places. I'm like, man,
Yeah.
can I catch a flight with you? Because y'all go everywhere.
Yeah.
But in the military, what's the coolest place you got to go to?
No, it was Greece was my favorite. Santorini. It's built on top of a volcano, and there's only two ways to get up there. You go up on a trolley that pulls you up the side, or you take a donkey ride all the way up to the top.
You took the donkey, didn't you?
Yeah, you got to take the donkey, right? So I took it up and
No, you don't.
yeah, I took it. It was beautiful. The best pizza I ever had was there. They use goat cheese on it. And it was just big slices, and you fold it, and the cheese was, and the sauce was just so good.
Man, I love some goat cheese.
But the best part of Santorini is all the bleach white with blue shutters, and you're on top of this volcano, and you got this beautiful blue-green water below you. Greece is probably one of my favorite. I definitely will go back to Greece at some
That
point.
is awesome.
That is awesome. And that's one thing that I always, we've talked about it when we did the veteran show is the jealousy that, and we talked about when I worked at O'Reilly's with those guys. We wish
travel.
we went to the military to be able to see that. Now you sacrificed a lot, both of you.
Yeah,
you
I mean
guys
that's
did.
the reason. The main reason I went into the military is because I wanted to see the world.
Yeah.
He
And
really wanted to be like his older brother.
That's
that
what
what it
I
was?
was gonna say.
I wanted a paycheck like my older brother, so I was like, hey, I need to.
Let me get that E5 real quick.
Exactly. Let me
Get
get
the E5.
something underneath my belt, which I got great training. And, it paid for my college and everything. I mean, I don't regret anything. It is what it is.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
So
What's the coolest place you got to visit while in the military? You went to some pretty crappy places though.
Yeah, most of mine were not fun.
No,
I'd say the best one was the Panama Canal in Panama.
I remember that.
Went to jungle warfare school, got to jump into the Panama Canal.
Yeah.
yeah, that'd be cool.
I vaguely remember those stories.
Seeing
after this.
saw some pretty interesting things we can't talk about on air. But,
With donkeys?
I saw that in Mexico.
Hell, Tijuana, sir.
Sorry.
I can take you there now. But no, I think
Tu's like, well, I'm calling at work tomorrow.
Got a private jet.
That's a completely different set of blood wings, homie.
And-
Completely different.
Yeah.
We'll get Brad Sharon. He can
Did
fly
they?
you guys and jump in like
now,
like
see,
a Force
what's
Recon?
crazy is Brad Sharon actually was in Afghanistan the same time I was the first time.
Really?
And I swear we kept passing each other. Because he would fly into Bagram Air Force Base and I was flying out of Bagram.
Oh.
And I swear we were passing each other constantly.
Man.
It was crazy.
That'd been cool. Very cool. And you were there with my stepbrother at the time.
yeah.
Aaron.
I can't remember his name.
Can't
to be
remember
honest
his name.
with
Yeah,
you.
Aaron.
He was a nice
Aaron
dude.
Thrasher.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you somebody else. Y'all may not remember. Ashley Thames.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah, Brantley's older brother.
I was sitting in a briefing room in Alabama about to do this huge exercise getting ready to go out of Afghanistan. And here comes Lieutenant Colonel Thames walking through the door. And I was
Wow.
like, whoa, what's up?
Yeah. He was ROTC all through high school. Yeah, he was big into
He was in some of the same units I was. Like
Yep.
when I was in the 82nd and went to Europe, he went to the 82nd. And then later on, after I got out, he ended up going over to Europe. I think he's still over in Europe right now.
Really?
Yeah.
That's
And
cool.
then the unit, my last unit at Fort Campbell, he was at that unit also. So it's like
Jeez.
we've all,
Yeah.
Wow.
it's kind of crazy how
It's
it
like
works.
Eric Hill. Me and him were in Germany together for a while.
That's right. I forgot
Yeah.
about that. That's got to be wild. You travel halfway across the globe and like, oh, went to high school with this dude.
Well, but I mean, isn't that a misconception that there's
No, that's
100,000 people in the military, but it's really not.
small,
that,
yeah.
It's
I mean,
a small.
the military is
organization.
huge, but it's the circles you travel in
Exactly.
within the military.
Okay.
Because when you have your specialties, like Levon was aviation, those guys we're talking about were aviation, Ashley, but like I was communications, so I went to multiple different types of units. But once I got into aviation, it's funny now. Everybody's like, "Hey, Sergeant Moran?" I was like, "Yeah, the little short dude, little bow-legged. That's my brother." They're like, "No," I was like, "Yeah, that's my brother."
Yeah.
And so
Bow-legged.
Yeah.
Well, it wasn't hard to
bowlegging.
describe. A little
You
short.
can pull a bus in there. That's an
He's got a wide
accurate
gate for
statement.
He does have a wide gate.
He has a wide
That's a good way to
gate.
describe it, Levon.
But I got one for you if you don't mind.
Yeah,
I'll
go
tell
ahead.
This is one of the funniest things. So Levon and I are both stationed at Fort Bragg in North Carolina. He's in aviation. I was in combat engineers. The unit I was in, we intentionally jumped into trees. We're an engineer unit. We jumped into trees
Sounds
where
smart.
we would jump in, cut the trees down, blow them out,
Blow it
create HLZs, helicopter landing zones.
Right.
So that was our job. And so Levon was there, and we would go jump on them, call them fun jumps. And it was just to get jumps in, build your jump log. And so Levon and I slept in the back of a pickup truck one night
Yeah.
and to go jump the next morning. And you have to do what's called a manifest. You have to go stand in line, show them your ID card, get put on the manifest, like you're jumping on, like get on a flight, right? And so I'm in front of Levon, and I hand him my ID card. And he looked, I was like, all right, Sergeant Moran, you're good. Levon was first. Levon handed it to him. They're like, okay, Sergeant Moran. And then I hand him mine. They're like, okay, Sergeant Moran. I'm like, what? You don't get credit. Two people get, and I was like, no, dummy. Like, we're brothers. And he literally, he held up the ID cards and put them in front of us like, are you really brothers? No, we claim to be brothers.
Happens all the time.
Yeah.
Well, with the last name like Moran was not a very common
Right,
last
no.
name. Yeah, okay.
We just chose this out of the blue. But it was pretty cool to get to jump out of an airplane with your brother multiple times and land and start laughing like, damn, dude, we just did that. Like, that's cool.
it was
Nobody
really
else can do this.
No, that is actually like I mean, I won't say a bucket list item, but kind of is
It is.
for
Yeah,
if
for
you're
us, it
military,
was
yeah.
a bucket list.
It
For
was.
sure. I can't believe you let him go first though.
Actually, he went
that
up-
means I got to push him out the plane.
That
was-
that makes a lot more sense.
So he went out before I did. So I got
It was weird jumping to him though, because I was more worried about him getting hurt. Because he's this big old dude.
Yeah.
And the big guys, man, they drop like rocks.
Yeah.
Man. They,
it's not a float.
Yeah.
It's a,
I'm over there floating a little bit. He's just going,
Straight down.
So I was kind of worried about him. I was like, man, we're gonna get through this jump together. We're gonna be all right.
I already had 100 by the time he did that one.
Yeah.
So it's kind of different.
Well, I'm just saying that.
So what, Levon, you were sort of fantasizing about yourself, just like floating like a leaf into a tree, and then like your poor brother like a stone that just got
Exactly.
thrown.
We call them dirt darts.
Dirt darts.
I was a dirt dart.
See, I would pop my chest strap and it would open up the chute a little bit more. And I was only like 165,
light,
70,
yeah.
And if got a lot of air underneath it, it could take a while for you to get down.
Right.
But then you got other ones where you're just coming slamming down into the ground.
You was probably two plus then, wasn't
I was about 220 then. You got to figure the airplane's flying 185 mile an hour. You fall at 65 feet per second.
And we're only jumping
And
from
you-
800
yeah,
feet.
you're only
9.6
jumping from-
meters per second per second.
There you go.
he? He went skydiving one time.
There you go.
Yeah.
You
I was
understand.
going to bring that up. Look, best experience of my life. I
Oh,
loved
yeah.
it. I would do it again and again and again. I've talked about if I really had money, spending the money to be able to solo jump.
Yeah,
'cause
right.
I loved it.
Yeah.
I loved
What
it.
is it with you white people and jumping out of perfectly good airplanes? Like,
I mean,
I'm out.
I'll
I'm
keep
out.
flying in it. That's the smartest thing your brother ever said to me. We was talking about you guys, and talking about y'all airborne, and y'all. He's like, Travis, why are they jumping out of perfectly good moving airplanes?
It's perfect. It can land.
You
He's
don't
like,
know,
just
you
ride
don't
it
know
till they
that.
get where you're going.
You realize we're talking about military aircraft, right?
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
I know. Yeah, I hear the rides in there is pretty rough.
Oh, it's rough.
And just to think, I'm sitting next to a former military aircraft mechanic.
He was worried about keeping them in the air. Right?
All right, guys, we're gonna take
Wait
another
a
break.
minute. That's what you did?
Border Patrol specialist?
No, not me.
I thought you were a petroleum specialist.
Galen was apparently according to his kid.
We got to do a jump tomorrow. Go get that kid out of the back of the truck. We have an emergency.
All right, guys, let's take another break. We come back. We got the Common John update. We got some, hopefully, some more stories with the Moran brothers here. A little bit later, we got some lunchtime theater, a little bit of music of the week, and we got burning questions for the fellas. You're listening to the Everyday Joe Show, brewed by the Common John Brewing Company here on Rooster 1015 and Facebook Live.
Get the app.
We good?
All right, guys, welcome back to the Everyday Joe Show, brewed by the Common John Brewing Company here on Rooster 1015 and Facebook Live, episode 292. Tooth Bull, Levon, Galen Moran, Eli. Is he wrestling weather tonight?
I don't know. I don't care right now.
You don't care?
You
don't care about-
still stuck.
Yeah.
I'm story time.
Story time.
Story time.
Story time. All
I'm
right.
still worried
All right.
about that pelvic massager when we're gonna break that thing out.
Yeah, we need to put that on eBay. See what the,
It's been out for hours, bull.
I thought I was supposed to test it.
Sounds like it's working.
All right, guys, your Common John update for the week. Friday night, we got Bob Kill playing 6 to 10. This is Bob's upteenth time playing,
That is correct. Yeah.
and he is fun.
Bob is phenomenal, as well as Bob's been accredited on. I can't remember. It was the one story where the Hobbit was he had a rat tail.
What
And,
are you even talking about?
It was called
I'm trying to
American
keep up, Mike.
That's a
Graffiti.
deep hole he just went
It's
down.
American something. Bob's had 3 songs on soundtracks
Oh,
for
really?
movies, for film.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and so one of them was where the guy that was in Transformer had a rat tail, and it was American stuff. Robots rule out. It was in
Talking about
that.
Shia LaBeouf?
Yeah, that's the one. The one that he has no business doing inspirational speaking, if you ask me. But yeah, he was in. They were kids traveling in a van, and they sold
Yeah.
magazines
Yeah.
and all that.
Yeah.
So Bob had a song in
And he
that.
got a rat tail.
Yeah, and he had a rat tail. Yeah, Bob had, but he's had 3 songs placed. So, but he's a phenomenal guy.
He's a phenomenal guy. He's great to talk to, like in between sets. I
Looks like
encourage you-
Gandalf.
He does look like Gandalf. I encourage you to go talk to the dude. He's fun to talk to. He plays some great songs. He can play pretty much whatever you want.
He can. That is correct.
And I can't remember the cover.
Wait, that's the guy that looks like both members of Tenacious D.
He does.
Yep.
I like his beard. It's pretty.
Oh, yeah,
it's
yeah.
a nice beard.
He's Kyle and Jack.
And he plays and sings like both of them. So I
That's
guess
amazing.
He
Yes.
could be. Yeah.
So he's tomorrow night from 6 to 10. Saturday night, where's my notes?
Saturday night is Year of October.
Year of October. Bull played a little snippet for us before we come on the air.
Thistle.
Thistle. That is correct.
So if you want to hear some good music, come check it out Friday and Saturday night, Year of October. And I know you and LeBron have been talking about Year of October for a while now.
Yeah,
Since
so-
probably last October.
Yeah, it's a phenomenal weekend, guys. And it's the music all year long thus far has been phenomenal, and we're really excited about Year of October. They come in last year during the beer festival, and I mean they were a huge hit for just 1 hour at the beer festival last year. So we
They
had
were.
to get them back. They've been doing really well with their new album. Check them out on YouTube. Again, that's Year of October. If you like rock music, Evanescence is where I would go. Dare I say it too? What's your 2 cents on
I'd say
that?
you're went in the right
that's pretty
direction.
If you
Yeah.
enjoy that kind of music, moody 3-piece rock,
Well, I'm just
phenomenal
gonna,
female
can I just
singer.
be honest though for
Please.
just a minute? And I liked what I've listened to of Year of October. I hate Evanescence.
Ah,
I get where you're going, and I'm not going to disagree that there's that sound. And if
I'm
you
giving
do,
them a
but
reference.
if you do
will.
like Evanescence, I do feel like you will like them. But I also feel like if you don't like Evanescence, you should still give it a shot because I really do like what I've listened to.
yeah.
And Thistle is on Everyday Joe Show Toothpicks. Just for
I was
the
just about to
record.
say.
Oh,
As a matter
okay.
of
Yeah,
fact.
dope. Yeah.
It's they just released the album
yeah.
20 days ago.
Yep.
And that's the thing, we need to emphasize on these musicians that are coming through, these artists that are coming through Common John. I was talking to a customer the other day about it. Is some of these some of these artists and bands, you're never going to get to see them for free next year. You're going to have to pay, and then 2 to 3 years after that, you're not going to be able to afford to see them. You know what I mean? Like Tony Logue. Dude, Tony Logue, I'm telling you, it was going to be a couple years. He's going to be Tyler Childers level.
Yeah.
He's good.
Correct me if I'm wrong. We don't have to name names, but just in a previous life, Craig was we were all friends with a chick who was big into Eric Church, right? Before Eric Church was big,
Yep.
and saw him multiple times, and
Yep.
then boom.
100%.
So
And-
it's going to be one of those kind of situations.
yeah,
Like,
and now, I mean, she can get, and Aaron Lewis too. She's friends with Aaron Lewis. And it's hard. I mean, she still goes and sees them, but it's, kind of like costs a lot more to go see them now. And that's some of these artists that are playing at Common John. And not just Common John. I'm talking Common John, Kubo, Praters, Iron Horse there, and War Trace. some of these artists they're getting, you're going to have to pay to see them. You're going to see them for free at Common John.
Whiskey Trail.
Yeah, Whiskey Trail has, because Bryce played the other night. And
Yeah,
then
Kendall has been working really hard to bring music in down there.
And I'm going to tell you, with Bryce, he's played there a lot, and Asher, you're going to have to pay to see them very soon. Manny's played there.
Yep.
Manny's really hot right now. It has been for a while.
Yep.
Yeah,
I've got video footage of an interview with Bryce, so when he does make it, I was there way before.
You were there.
We get backstage.
I was there.
Hey, you remember us?
Been promoting you for years. You may remember winning that contest that time.
I was the judge. You won that
I
contest.
coerced everyone.
That was a cool day though. So Tooth got one of those moments to where like the production assistant actually come and tapped the artist on the shoulder and said, "Sir, you're on now." And Tooth was right there. He was like, "I'm on." Yeah, you're on. And Tooth's like. And then, of course, Bryce turned to Tooth and like, "Great to see you, babe." Tooth's like, "You too." And then he just runs off in front of the stage. You know, so it was like, Tooth had one of those
Claim
moments.
it while you
Good
can,
job, Tooth.
baby.
Good job.
I have arrived.
Yeah, so y'all definitely check the music out this weekend there at Common John Brewing Company. And also want to let you guys know that starting, let's see more, Friday, May 26th to Sunday, May 28th, Teacher Appreciation weekend, if you will. 10% off food and drink for teachers and educational professionals. You just entered a long, hard school year. You deserve a drink.
No
You
doubt.
deserve a flatbread pizza.
Or 10.
And that flatbread pizza's fire.
Yes, it is.
I had some cheesy bread today, and it was complete fire. Love
Buffalo chicken.
it. Yeah. That's
Yeah, and that's it.
Extra
So-
ranch.
The buffalo
that's-
chicken.
yeah.
That's all weekend long. That is all weekend long, 10% Friday through Sunday. And then starting June 1, we're doing a 10% discount at Common John for all teachers and education professionals for 10% discount on all breakfast items all summer long.
And can we remind, just since we're talking about food and things, can we remind everyone of what's going on with the Tesla Dave?
Oh, we will. They're in the press box.
Okay, cool.
Yes, sir. We definitely will. So Teacher Appreciation Week, I'm going to say weekend, May 26th, May 28th, 10% off. So all you teachers, you guys have had a long, hard year. Go celebrate. Let your hair down. Get some
There you go.
beers. And starting June 1, 10% off breakfast items. And
Also, correct me if I'm wrong, Travis, didn't we talk about this at the break? For the first 20 teachers or educational professionals that see Bull and greet him with a hug and a motorboat, he will buy your first drink or meal.
that's correct. We did talk about dinner.
Hugs or motorboats.
There you go.
I did not receive the memo.
You were outside
know-
using the restroom facilities.
I will check my email. Meow.
No,
Meow.
we faxed it to you.
It's at your office.
Yeah, there's a cover sheet and everything.
So yeah. Hugs or motorboats,
Bulls
preferably
got you.
motorboats. Hey, Bulls got you.
Bulls got you. Also, guys, don't forget.
Could be inappropriate.
They're motorboating you, Bull.
I know. Hashtag me too.
Maybe it's cold outside.
Did he say pound me too?
He did say pound me too. Don't forget, guys, starting next Friday, June the 2nd, and carrying on until Saturday the 3rd. Good Friends Fest starts Friday night at Common John Brewing Company with the headliners Steady Rotation. Logan and the boys will be there, or actually starts at 5 o'clock.
Boss
in the
Tucker?
afternoon. Boss Tucker.
Boss Tucker will be
Tucker
there.
Boss, man. They'll be on in this show next week.
Oh, sweet. I hadn't seen those guys in a hot minute.
Yeah,
I
love
see
those
Logan
guys.
a lot, but I don't see
Talked to Logan for a little bit today.
I don't see Boss Tucker as often.
He's awesome, dude.
His name is Tucker Boss. What better name can you ask for
That's pretty
in
cool, man.
life unless you're a meteorologist who is named like Tanya Showers or something? You know, like
Dude, I don't think that's a meteorologist you're thinking about.
Sonya Showers. Sonya Showers. I'm sorry.
Okay,
Sonya
that's
Showers.
right. First names. There we go.
I've seen that. I had it on VHS. Something like that. I didn't even watch it on X Hamster.
Danielle Breezy. She's a real meteorologist. And if that's her real name, more power to her.
Yeah, absolutely.
You were born into this.
So Friday, June 2nd from 5 to 10 at Common John Brewing Company. Steady Rotation. Joey Fletcher Band. One of our favorites, Macy Tabor. They also have Trevor Clark and The Current Situation. Bleeds on into Saturday from 2 to 10 at the Rotary Park Amphitheater. Steady rotation, Killer Keys Band, Yonder Groove, Hum Ripple, Tin Roof Cats, and Pinochle. There'll be arts and craft vendors. Also going to be food trucks at Common John, I know.
And arts and craft vendors as
Yes,
well.
there are going to be vendors there. But at Common John, there will be a taco truck. And apparently this chorizo burns the next day.
Oh,
So I'm intrigued. I love chorizo.
yeah, I did.
Sign me up, boys.
Yeah.
You like
So
that?
it's you don't get the spice as much.
Somebody come
when-
give me my blood wings. It's on.
And Craig Tinsfield's going to have his corn truck there.
Yeah.
So the couple different options for food
I
there.
like corn.
Oh man, he fire. I've heard.
Live
not had
Like
it.
music.
roasted corn.
Yeah, I
it's
like corn.
Great. It's going to be a great weekend. That's free, live music, tons of arts and crafts, plenty of food options.
Bring your own chairs. Bring your own
Yep.
blankets.
And get your beer from Common John.
Common John got the beer.
And sandwiches from me, tacos from I can't remember the name of it, and corn from Craig.
Sounds like a pretty good combination right there.
Yeah, it's going to be a fun day.
I'm
It's going
down.
to be a fun
Music,
day.
alcohol, and corn.
I'm just get full up on them tacos.
And some
And
arts
some-
and crafts.
Arts and crafts.
Arts and crafts.
You got to toss him.
You look like a man that would enjoy arts and
Yeah,
crafts.
I do,
you know?
Donna.
You do.
I bet he's really good with the ribbon. He make it all twirly. Yeah. Scrape with the scissors.
Ask my daughter.
He helps her make the Valentine's boxes.
Don't you've never put a bow in her hair. You Brooke did them all.
No,
didn't
but he
you?
taught her how to hit better than her brother. So what more can you ask for? What more can you ask for?
I am in trouble.
Throwing some gas on the fire.
That's what I do. I'm a petroleum specialist.
There you go.
I am in rare form tonight, baby.
That is it.
It has came full circle of the petroleum specialist.
If you're not watching tonight, these are the shows you should watch for. These are the best ones. You're all in good form.
God,
Setting them up and knocking them down.
That's right.
come on.
Dang.
Goodness, I'm crying. Oh, you're an idiot. That was great.
That was great, though.
That was good. That was
I
good.
do what I can. I'm here for you, Travis.
I appreciate it. I'm glad somebody is. Oh, my gosh. All right, guys, we'll take another break. We come back. We got a little bit of lunchtime theater, some music of the week. We got a Press Box 11 update. Then we got some burning questions with the fellas. You're listening to the Everyday Joe Show, brewed by the Common John Brewing Company here on Rooster 1015 and Facebook Live.
Procure the app. Fellas.
So that's the fun we had.
All right, everybody, welcome back to the Everyday Joe Show, brewed by the Common John Brewing Company here on Rooster 1015 and Facebook Live, episode 292. Tooth Bull, Levon, Galen Moran, Eli. Is he cleaning out his garage? Bogo sale Target. He's in Murfreesboro right now.
Told you, man, he's getting that crab. Lobster.
Crab and lobster. The truck wrecked on the interstate, and he's cleaning it up. That's right. Me, the Travis Reed. All right, guys, it's time for Eli's Lunchtime Theater, and he went on my recommendation. If you guys not watched this, you guys are both pretty good sports fans. There's a documentary on Amazon, on Prime, called Reggie. It's about Reggie Jackson.
Yeah, I watched it. It was good.
It's phenomenal.
Yeah, it was good.
Didn't know. I knew what Jackie Robinson went through, and you know the guys who broke the color barrier, and I can't remember the guy who was in the American League. He played for Cleveland. I can't remember his name. Just what Reggie had to go through. His first minor league team was in like Birmingham, I think. It was somewhere in Alabama.
Yeah.
I think so. And what he had to go through, and like Raleigh Fingers was there with him, and they would have to. And I told this a couple weeks ago. They would have to get him meals from a diner and then take him to him on the bus because he wasn't allowed in there. And they were like, screw it, we're going to eat with Reggie. And it was just pretty cool how those kind of remind me we're all the same color. You know, guys on a team, it's a team because what you guys were on were a team. Well, that's what they were on. They're like, no, man, we're eating with you. You're coming with us. To see what he went through, and everybody always thought Reggie was a jerk, but he just had that chip on his shoulder. And if you look at those African-American athletes back in the day, they always had the same look. Mad, but they weren't. They were just on edge, just being on point. Like something may pop off here in a minute. I don't know. It had to be. I couldn't imagine what they went through. But the documentary was great. It kind of shows a little bit of lighter side of Reggie Jackson. I always thought he was kind of a jerk too. Because you hear the stories about him when he was with the Yankees, and he was standoffish and very brash at that time. And mid late 70s, and you're African American guy in New York, and you're being that brash, they're kind of like, "Oh, what are you doing?" But he was just, that's him. And now you're like, "Oh, it's Reggie. That's cool."
Mr. October.
Yeah, man.
Yes, he was.
It's a phenomenal documentary. Loved it. I implore you to watch it. It's really good. I think you'll get a different appreciation for Reggie Jackson.
No, I thought it was great, man. I thought it was really well done, and he kind of navigated it the way he wanted it to be told.
And he says that as much.
I like the opening when he says, "This is my story from my point of view."
Because he waited a long time before he actually did this.
Yeah, which I didn't know it was ever even thought of, and I didn't. He's one of those ones because I didn't get to watch him play a lot. I didn't like the very late or 87, 88. Got the end of his career I got to watch, but I don't remember much of it. I didn't get to see him back in his heyday, but to see the highlights and how good he actually was, you're like, man, that dude was bad.
He did get paid a lot of money too. That was another thing. He was fighting to get paid.
Yep. Yeah, and he deserved
every
numbers he put up. I think I told that stat. Y'all heard it. He led the league in home runs, but he got a $2,000 pay cut because he.
That's right.
Because he struck out 20 more times than he did the year before. I'm like, what?
I'll take the home runs.
Yeah, I mean, what's going on here?
I'll give you 20 Ks for 15 home runs.
Yeah, absolutely.
All day long.
Yeah. But very, very well done. And he also said,
I'll give you 20 for 12. What are you talking about?
Now it's like 250 million or something.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. I don't know if you guys have seen the memes about Tony Gwynn on Facebook.
Yeah, I've seen a couple.
It's ridiculous. Like
his batting average.
And like how many times he struck out in the decade of the 80s.
Yeah.
Is not as much as Giancarlo Stanton or Aaron Judge struck out last year.
Yeah.
That's
a whole
insane,
decade.
Yeah.
Whole decade's worth of strikeouts.
And there's one where it's like Glavine, Maddox, Pedro, and Smoltz had like so many thousand strikeouts in their entire pitching careers. Combined, they struck out Tony Gwynn 3 times.
He's
Yeah,
a
but
bad
those
gentleman.
guys were like in the era where you got hurt and like cut and they put kerosene on you.
Well, true.
Like those dudes
Not
were
today.
tough.
Those were
It's
not
not the
today.
same kind of people.
Yeah, and
we've not raised the same kind of generation of kids. Like it's not the same.
And side note, Eli does a perfect impersonation of Tony Gwynn.
No, really.
It is spot on. Also, he said he attempted to watch Jury Duty. At your recommendation, he said I only made it through the first episode, still on the fence with it. Eli's tough on shows and movies.
I know,
though.
dude, but that is Eli. Eli.
And plus,
Travis, have you tried it?
Pauly Shore,
Not yet.
he's a different
I've
kind of
watched
taste.
it. It's good. I mean,
It's
No,
not
it's
the
a-
movie.
it's
It's
a
a
show.
television show.
it's a documentary.
It's shot
It
in
doesn't matter if you put Pauly Shore in a movie or a television show. He's still hard to digest. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
He's a big dumb animal. Boy, we call him Bull.
We're going to take Bull, Pauly Shore, and Tank Girl and put them somewhere together and let them make a movie.
Put him in purgatory where
He said
nobody's going to watch
Lori
him.
Petty and Pauly Shore and
Bull.
John Fletcher.
We're going to do that because nobody's going to watch him.
Nobody will watch that.
I'd-
Anyway, what is this binary code that your son has put on our screen?
What the world?
What
when you
is-
do see more,
What
he
is-
he's
He has put something. There's something in there.
That's a ribbon.
Yeah, it is a ribbon in the middle of it.
Caleb, we talked about that 25 minutes ago.
No wonder your sister
him that
hits
long to
better
put it
than
in
you. I mean, this is clearly obvious.
God, bro.
Caleb. They're old. They don't
You're
understand.
getting so
what
much
they're
crap
looking
from
at.
so many angles when you get home.
Yeah,
Except your daughter.
But you're
She's golden.
thankful. I mean, deep down, you're like, man, that was great. Anyways, it's your show, Travis.
No, right now it's Caleb's. He's on it. It's just, oh my
He
Took
goodness.
some time on that.
Man.
He should have been hitting. He should have been practicing his swing. They've got a
Time
PVC
that
pop
could've-
thing now. You can keep your swing strap. I've seen it. on
Time that could have been
Instagram.
spent in the batting cage. Right there.
In his credit, he gets 3 weeks off for graduation, and he's right back to baseball. So I'll give him 3 weeks.
For those 3 weeks, he can have dot matrices on his computer. And
Hey, Caleb,
play
Tony
with
Gwynn never took
ribbons.
2 weeks off, buddy.
He probably doesn't even know who Tony Gwynn
Look
is.
him up. Do it.
Wow.
All right, Tooth, music of the week. What you got for us this week, buddy?
So listen, man, my buddy at work, Brian, showed me this song today, and he's been very regular here lately on showing me new music. New to me.
Like regular.
New to me.
That's good.
New to me.
Okay.
It doesn't have to. For all I know, this has been out forever. This is a cover song, and when he showed it to me today, I was just blown away because I had not really imagined anyone covering this song, much less. I don't even know how to describe the style of this. It's even a little slower than the original. Losing My Religion, originally done by R.E.M.
Yeah.
This lady's name is Stephanie Lambring, and it's a cool rendition. I respected it. I was like, man, thank you for showing me that. Music of the week tonight. So that is what I've added to Tooth's Picks on Spotify.
How you find it?
You can just go to the search engine, type in The Everyday. Tooth's Picks pretty much pops up first. It's pretty awesome.
How many
Yeah,
songs?
I listen to it on the road all the time.
Awesome. Thank you very much. So to answer that question, Travis, when I hit the add button, it'll be 237 songs. I appreciate anybody who will follow it and listen because it is all over the place. It is not.
No, I like it. Yeah.
It is not stuck to one genre. It is not. It's really not discriminatory against anybody. Like anybody can listen to this stuff and for at some point find something that they dig.
They're gonna like.
Yeah,
they're
Steve
gonna like.
Jernigan, when he runs to Toothpicks.
Yeah.
Common John, they have, they had to change a little bit of it because of some language.
They've had to create their own list, but they've used a lot of Toothpicks on their list.
Yeah,
Okay.
they play a lot on Sundays, a lot during the week. Because I mean, when I'm at the food truck, I can hear the music playing outside, and a lot of it is the songs you pick.
Yeah,
so.
I get tired of the radio and stuff, hearing the same stuff. So I'll throw yours on and get all kind of different stuff.
It's all over.
So
Well, thank you, Tooth. Good stuff, buddy.
Hey man, thanks
As
again
always.
for letting me share that.
And update on Caleb Moran. 3 weeks of DIY projects for Mama and The Bear by Levon. What's that? What?
and the bear by Lee.
I don't
I
know.
don't know what that means.
Oh, me, the bear.
Oh, the bear by Lee.
Oh, the grizzly. But okay, all right.
Old Graybeard. He's talking about old Graybeard. Oh my bad.
You can still swing a bat in between those DIY projects, Bubba.
He might not be able to use his arms.
we're getting
Note to self: nobody go to Galen's house next 3 weeks because you're gonna be working. Keep
I
that in
didn't-
mind, boy. We don't like working.
After hearing about his hitting, I didn't know he had arms. I didn't know what was going on.
Hey, is Caleb coming back here to pick
Oh, that's awesome.
He's kind of a big old boy.
Well, I'm not scared of him. I'm just kidding.
I
He
am.
probably hits really well now that you've said all that.
Well, I mean, you were talking about with a baseball bat. I mean, we're talking about two different games here.
I am an invalid. There's no need to pick on the handicapped.
We're gonna come back from break. And Two's not even gonna be here.
I'm gone.
Man, I gotta go.
You wouldn't get a man who used to wear glasses.
That's true. All right, we're going to take a break. We got come back. We got some a little bit of Press Box 11, a little update on the Tesla Dave sandwich we got going on right now. We got some burning question for the fellas, and a little bit later we're going to find out what we have learned tonight. You're listening to the Everyday Joe Show, brewed by the Common John Brewing Company here on Rooster 1015 and Facebook Live.
Get the app.
All right, everybody, welcome back to the Everyday Joe Show, brewed by the Common John Brewing Company here on Rooster 1015 and Facebook Live, episode 292. Tooth Bull, Levon and Galen Moran, Eli. Who cares?
Missing an X.
That's
Tooth
what you-
just updated me.
What?
He is out being a wet bandit. So, come to find out, the wet bandit stands in the middle of a friend's restroom, urinates and spins like a ballerina, then, in protest, flips on the light and leaves the water running and exit the
Is
establishment.
he in my house right now?
If he does, he doesn't have to spin. There's also the yard sprinkler, and that's where he's
Yeah.
Back and forth. Just works the hip.
Is he in there right now?
he might be. I don't know.
Man, I got to go.
But then
I
he
think
turns the
that'll-
water on and just leaves the water running.
Oh, so it's like Aiden.
Exactly. No, it's the mirrors. You gotta have both the mirrors open. He's looking at
Well,
his
we
hair.
ain't got no hair.
I do that looking like, man, I'm losing hair back here.
I'm
Yeah.
bald, so I don't care.
I'm joining.
Let me introduce y'all to my barber.
Pitbull's your
what's
barber,
up.
right?
Yeah, Mr. Worldwide.
That's right, Steve Jernigan. All right, guys, Press Box 11, as we talked about last week, we got the new sandwich, the Tesla Dave, which is hotter than the Fabio. that he wanted to call it hotter than Fabio because he thinks he's hotter than Fabio.
Oh yeah.
Well, he did it because his girlfriend is kind of like, oh my God. She rolled her eyes at it. So it's the Fabio, which is the garlic basil spread, spinach, tomatoes, the thick cut mozzarella, balsamic vinaigrette, and we put a little bit of grilled jalapenos on top. So it's a
Nice.
little bit hot.
That sounds good.
You know what happens when you grill a jalapeno?
Gets
It's
hot.
hot.
Okay, I'm just making sure we're all on the same
Eli
page.
did not know that until
Till he ate it?
by accident. And
Oh,
he
yeah.
cussed the dude
Makes
out
them
because
better.
you said these jalapenos aren't hot. And he's like, what'd you do? So I grilled them. You idiot. It makes them hotter. Oh, my bad. Eli's in there chugging milk, eating cheese,
Really?
taking Tums, Rolaids, whatever. And he can't get rid of it. Drinking Pepto. And he's dying. So we released that sandwich, and we call it the Tesla Dave. David Bradley came up with it. We call him Tesla Dave because he drives a Tesla. Pretty simple, really.
Yeah.
Can't believe you figured that out, Levi. So he wanted to do that. And so for every sandwich that we sell, he and I agreed to donate $1 to the Coffee County Children's Advocacy.
Advocacy.
You ever say that word right? So last week, Tooth and Bull stepped up to the plate and decided that they're going to donate $1 up to $150.
For everybody who can say the word advocacy.
Advocacy.
Yeah.
Advocacy. Oh, if I just clap, I can do it. Thanks, Galen.
Get those syllables out there.
Appreciate it, buddy.
It's all about the syllables.
It
It's that
is.
Coffee County education system.
Thanks, buddy.
That is fine.
So they've stepped up to the plate, and they're going to donate $1 for every sandwich as well. So that's $4 for every Tesla Dave we sell. And I'm ringing them up as they say. I'm not, fudging it. If somebody gets a Fabio, I ring up a Fabio, not a Tesla Dave. So it's true numbers. So we hope to us to combine to cut a good check to the Coffee County Children's Advocacy Center
There you go.
at the end of May. So you guys come this weekend, buy some Tesla Daves. They're good sandwiches. They're heavy sandwiches. They're messy sandwiches. Because I load it. Everybody likes that balsamic vinaigrette, so I load it down with that, and it seeps into the bread. When I take it off the press, it's a little flimsy because that heavy mozzarella and the heavy tomatoes and that garlic basil on the bottom is real heavy. So it's a saucy sandwich, but it's very good.
Sounds good.
Saucy.
Sounds very good.
Your brother, his brother lived in South Texas for a long time. So
He
he's
liked to call it North Mexico.
yes,
Pretty
That's
much so.
how far down he was.
So
What town?
He would have to tell you because I can't even pronounce
yeah, I
it.
can't either. It's I don't think it's even right.
He could tell you. I really don't know where he lived. I just know he was way down at the bottom.
He became a fan of the hot stuff, the hot foods. Not like you guys.
It's a different hot.
Yeah, y'all.
His daughter
Ours is
can
more
speak
seasoned.
fluent Spanish. I'll put it that way.
Yeah.
He was right there with them.
Galen, I want to say it was outside Medina somewhere.
Okay.
You know what? I think that sounds
Yeah,
familiar.
I think it was outside Medina. Yeah, because we had a moment about it. Anyway, go on, Travis.
Bull doesn't remember what I said to him yesterday, but he
Bull
was
and my
mad.
brother shared a moment.
They did.
This is
So,
frightening.
so he's accustomed to the hot stuff. He likes
Right.
authentic Mexican food, and he's eating it. And he coughed a couple times, like, got the jalapenos hot, yeah, baby. He doesn't even like tomatoes, and that's his favorite sandwich now.
Wow.
He comes like twice a week and orders one. So you guys come see me until the end of May. We're going to donate that money.
You
we
can
really
tell when the
appreciate
hot
it.
stuff's getting to me because my little cheeks will start sweating just right here.
Yeah.
I'll get a little beads of sweat right here.
Well, I've told this story several times. And one more thing about Press Box. We'll not be open tomorrow night. We're going to graduation. Emma's graduating. Caleb's graduating. Curry's graduating. Landon Lowry's graduating. Caitlin's graduating. A lot of kids that are friends of ours and friends of our,
Caitlin's going to be doing a speech too.
Oh, so-
she's student body president. She's, Yeah.
That's awesome.
I'm
It
pretty
is.
excited to see this.
So we felt that
And
it
I'm
was,
scared.
Yeah,
I'm
it
going to
was-
ugly cry tomorrow, guys.
It was
all
more
right.
blame you.
important for us to be there for the parents, for our friends, and for those kids that we've seen. Like I've only met Caleb twice, but I saw him grow up on Facebook. I saw him when he was playing t-ball. Pictures on Facebook. Now he's playing college, going to play college ball. So
I already
felt
know what I'm getting in for graduation gift.
hit lessons
How did you know?
from his sister.
Oh, I was going to get her to do it. Yeah. Get out of my head rent free.
That's right. That's right. So we will not be open tomorrow night. So apologize for that, but
Don't apologize.
But-
Thank you for being part of your community and supporting
it.
the children in your community.
Yeah, that's
it
great,
there.
Joe.
Those people, honestly,
yeah.
some of the people you're going to support tomorrow night are going to go on to support you, bro. That's for real.
So I appreciate that.
And I'm going to be at Hope's graduation, and I won't even have any kids in school anymore.
They'll be gone.
One thing about Press Box, though, when you come up with a Cajun sandwich,
Yeah.
you can come talk to me and leave on.
Well,
I'm actually, Travis has been on me to get a tooth, right? And I've been leaning towards a Cajun style sandwich. I'm working on it.
Well,
You know what I wish we could do is some kind of press box that's take on a muffaletta.
oh yeah, that'd be good.
That's what I've really been working with some things. I'm trying, Travis.
So when you get y'all two and Lynn together, I want to tell a story right before we go to break. And I told the story to the guy last night at Common John. I told the story 100 times. So at your house, we're probably 6th, 7th grade, something like that. So your mom and your dad, they make homemade pizza, and the chicken spaghetti we had the day before, which was fire. His mama,
Louisiana
they mama,
staple.
I ate that tonight.
makes some of the best
Did you?
chicken
I'm
spaghetti.
sorry.
It's so good. So Leonard and Lynn, they make a homemade pizza. You know, it's thick crust, like Detroit style. I'm like, all right, man, it's gonna be good right here. And Lynn's like, all right, guys, this side's mine and Leonard's. This side is y'all can have this part. I don't realize that Cajun people can eat hot stuff. I don't know this because I'm younger. I just didn't know. I
Did you
didn't.
not watch the Cooking Cajun? I guarantee.
Well, yeah, I watched him. I just watched him say, I guarantee. I don't know what's hot.
God darn.
So I get a piece that's touching Lynn and Leonard's side. Lit me. Dude, I drink like
It was just touching it.
yes. You remember the 3 liters they used to have?
Oh, yeah, back in
I'd
the
about
day.
chugged a whole 3-liter Pepsi at their house. I felt bad because I always hated eating other
He was
people's.
sweating.
They got rid of the 3-liter when we officially won soccer as the title. They were like, well, we're doing away with the metric system.
You broke Bull's heart.
How can you disrespect them like that?
Here we go.
I feel like you're the one disrespecting them right now, bro. I'm just saying.
They jumped into a tree so we could play soccer.
Anyway, Travis, your story.
Galen swam the Panama Canal.
The whole thing? I didn't know Delta Force did that.
That's a Delta
That's
farce.
special. That's special.
Levon has gone years without having his back. The men have not put suntan lotion on his back for years.
Levon did not build the Black Hawk helicopter by himself.
For no reason at all.
He didn't watch his buddies lying face down in the mud. Golly. For you to call it football.
So the point of the story is, if a Cajun mama tells you don't eat that pizza, don't
Don't
eat
do
that.
it.
Don't
Shouldn't eat
eat
it.
that pizza because it was
Probably
hot.
shouldn't eat it.
No, it's not. But yeah, get y'all
you-
three together and we'll
But I
make a
think
sandwich.
Jimmy Newton did say a po' boy. If you can figure out a twist on a po' boy and make it good,
Yeah, we can do that.
Eli's,
the ticket right
Eli's
there.
working on the strip for you right now.
Yeah, he's doing that BOGO. Isn't he? Oh man.
My grandmother that you danced with on the 4th of July,
Yeah.
she is from Louisiana.
Yeah.
She is
I
Cajun.
did not know that.
She is, yes,
I'll be
very
dang.
much
She's
so.
a good dancer.
She is a good woman.
Yeah, she is.
Yeah, I got to go down to New Orleans.
Nolans.
Nolans.
Yeah,
Nolans.
That's right. Had a good time though.
All right, guys, another break. We'll come back. We got some burning questions for the fellas, and then we're going to find out what we have learned. You're listening to the Everyday Joe Show, brewed by the Common John Brewing Company here on Rooster 1015 and Facebook Live.
Get the app.
Go ahead. Hold on to.
Watch it later.
Caleb, thank you for letting us know. If we know anyone that needs hitting lessons, to let you know, I'm going to let you know you need hitting lessons, so we can start there. Based on what I've been told tonight, we can start with your lessons, and then we can. Do you already know a coach? Is that what you're going to do? Is hook somebody up with your coach? Your sister is the coach. I forgot.
I'm gonna pay for this.
Galen
sitting there probably laughing. at
Galen's
this for
one
sure.
and done on this show. He's like,
Guys, you can contact Caleb Moran. He can get you in contact with his sister. Excellent hitting coach. Excellent hitting coach. She's got a resume.
You're going to see Caleb tomorrow night, and he's going to beat hard.
I'm going to have hitting lessons for him. I got coupons. I'm going to give him an envelope with coupons in it and a card that says
coupons.
congratulations.
I'm getting on Canva when we're done, and I'm going to print out some hitting coupons. And we're going to bring them to graduation
I'm
tomorrow
just
night.
kidding, Caleb. I don't even know you, bro. I'm just playing. I'm
go.
being mean. I can't help it.
All right, guys, welcome back to the Everyday Joe Show, brewed by the Common John Brewing Company here on Rooster 1015 and Facebook Live, episode 292. Tooth, Bull, Levon, and Galen Moran, minus Eli, me, the Travis Reed. All right, guys, got a couple questions for you.
Burning.
Oh, they're on fire. One celebrity, living or dead, you would like to hang out with. Levon. Can't be your neighbor from back in the day. Got to be somebody famous.
Please pick a Fruit of the Loom character. Please.
Ask Galen. Let me think about it for a minute.
Galen?
Chris Kyle.
Oh, sweet.
Saw that. Huh?
I'll go with Chris Kyle.
Chris Kyle. That's a good one. That's the movie that you watch over and over. I saw that the other day.
There's very few.
Yeah, that's a fantastic movie. I was a little late to the game on that movie, but I watched it. I've watched it a couple times. It was like I wanted it to keep going. I want him to like slow it down,
Right.
and let's get a little bit more. You got a lot of backstory on Chris Kyle. I want it to be a little bit more though myself.
I like. I follow his wife on LinkedIn, and pretty impressive lady and what she's done with his foundation since then. So anyway, that would be mine.
That's a good one. Caleb said Pat Tillman.
That would be my next one. I have his jersey. I have his Sports Illustrated cover. I have his book.
I have a selfie with me at his statue at the Arizona Cardinal Stadium. I had to change over a O'Reilly store, or a store to O'Reilly over there when I worked for them. I had to fly out to Goodyear, Arizona, and I'm like, hey, I'm this close to the stadium. I'm going.
Yeah.
So I went, and they had the statue out there. I'm like, I'm taking a picture of this thing. This is
I'm all about something bigger than yourself,
yeah.
and he was the epitome of that.
There's no question on that.
Have you guys watched the Pat Tillman story? Like,
Yeah.
it's
I need to.
It's on Amazon, I believe. It was a long time ago when I watched it. I watched it a couple times because he was. When I became a Cardinals fan, I know we're in the weeds here, but I was a Cardinals fan because of Jake Plummer, Simeon Rice, and all those guys. And then they got Pat Tillman like the next year or the same year, and I was like, this little dude's crazy. And then you hear the stories of like the rookie hazing, and Pat Tillman's like, you're not going to haze me. And they're like, okay. And he wasn't that big of a dude,
No,
but he just got that look like, I'm not going to mess with that guy. Just not going to do it. And you watch that show, you'll get a little bit emotional about it. It's pretty good.
if you ever have a chance, read the book.
Oh yeah, is he really good?
It'll break your heart.
Man, yeah, Pat Tillman was good, man. Number 40, love it. Levon, what you got?
I don't know. I think I want to meet Hulk Hogan. He's down in Clearwater.
Yeah, brother.
He's got that bar down there, and he's there all the time. I just got to get there at the right time.
That'd
I
be-
think it'd be pretty cool to meet him.
Mine, my answer to that question is Ric Flair. Always,
Well,
always.
I
easy.
saw him in
Yeah.
the restaurant down in St. Pete.
That's right. Yeah, I remember you telling me
Yeah,
about that.
yeah, it was pretty cool.
Woo! And Levon bought me an autographed Hulk Hogan bandana.
Yep,
Matter
yep,
of fact.
from his shop.
Yep. Absolutely.
Did you say your prayers and eat your vitamins?
Yeah, brother. Did you see the TikTok I sent you with the kid?
Yes.
Phenomenal.
Phenomenal. Travis has a on his Pressbox 11 menu that's hanging on his business. He's got a little disclaimer that if you order
Not so.
in your like Randy Savage, that they'll give. They've never responded. I've done it 15 times. I never get the response. It's like they don't even know that their menu says it.
Read the fine print. It says while supplies last.
Oh, you're
We
out.
run out a lot.
Yes,
It's a food
we do.
truck. You run out of Hey
And
Brothers.
it's really good food too.
It is really good food. I'll say that.
Appreciate that.
I've been preaching on it for
Appreciate
days and decades.
Appreciate you. All right. This is the real question.
Hold on, wait. I have to throw this in.
Okay, be
I have
careful.
to throw this in. No, it's okay.
Don't hit nobody with it.
Since Eli's not here to defend himself, I'm really gonna have fun. Friday night, I want to say it was Friday night. Doesn't matter. We were with the kidders, and Ashley's talking to us, and she says, "You know, what we really need in Manchester is a good place to get a good sandwich."
Oh, really?
And Eli and I both looked at each other. Well, we got one. It's called Press Box 11. And she's like, "Yeah, but I don't think of it like that. I'm talking like, you know, just go in and you get the sandwich however you want it, and, you know, tell them what you want on it and get what you." And I said, "You know, Travis will make you, if you want a ham and cheese, that he'll make you a ham and cheese." Oh. Well, I guess I didn't really. And I died laughing. I'm like, we just get one?
The funny part about that, after you told me that story the other day, is I made Emma a grilled ham and cheese the other day. She's like, "Can I get some ham and cheese?" Yep.
Tell your mom.
B&J, you can get that bologna, you can get that too.
Dude, I made a patty melt. I'm going to release some patty melts on the next menu. I made a patty melt with hamburger and ham. And like provolone and pepper jack.
That sounds delicious.
That actually sounds pretty good.
I'd call it the
It looked pretty fire.
I'd
after I
call it
cooked
the piggy porker or the porkeroni I'd throw some pepperoni in that beast.
Come on.
Oh my.
What are you going to say?
I don't remember. You've distracted me with food.
Yeah.
All right, the real burning question, fellas. All right, y'all seen the movie Dirty Dancing? Right? It's okay. I love it. That's one of my favorite movies of all time.
I'm Roadhouse.
They already
Roadhouse
got
all the way.
their answers already made. You don't even have to ask these two. Like, there's no sense in asking
These are
them.
the people I want defending my country.
These are the men that defended
already
your
did.
country. They're gonna
They
say.
ripped Roadhouse. So,
They're both saying Roadhouse, bro. I'm calling
but
it.
I still got to ask. You seen the movie Roadhouse?
Yes.
Who'd you rather be, Johnny Castle from Dirty Dancing or Dalton from Roadhouse?
Dalton.
My man.
Dalton. That's easy.
My man. Levon done said it.
Yeah, Roadhouse.
That was a softball. That was a huge softball.
I get why people like the other characters.
That's like telling somebody, if you get all the questions right, you win $1 million. The last question is, what's your favorite color? Like, bro, you can't. This was a setup. Like this, and you did it with number 2 here. You know there's no way either one of them is saying Johnny Castle.
I've been thinking about this all day. I'm like,
You might as well just
I'm
tell
getting
me the
Roadhouse
earth
on
is
both of
flat.
these.
I mean,
Yeah, he said,
God.
I'll take what are skinny girls good for 200 hours. Not a gosh darn thing. Not a gosh darn thing.
God. That's what you said to your mother last night, Trebek.
oh my god! Hey, even Caleb seen Roadhouse. Caleb seen Roadhouse? Like the original or the remake? You seen remake?
I'm
didn't
sure.
you?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Aiden's seen
My
it,
man.
sure.
I hope you can hit, but that's fine. Jimmy said a burger cordon bleu.
that sounds.
That's
That's
okay.
what it was.
Woo, man. Some
Well, I'm
chicken
still waiting
that.
on corn dogs. Like, corn dogs have got to
Macintosh has got those coming for you.
Yeah.
And we're
Yeah.
going to call it the
The
Macintosh.
Macintosh. We'll tell that story off air. The dude had like a
I've got the picture.
8 foot long corn dog.
No, really.
It's not
impressive.
a state fair until my wiener comes out. And that's what the meme says. I mean, he's posing with one about, well, in Levon's world, about 8 inches long.
Right there, baby.
I got you, too. I got you, too. You got one, too?
Yeah.
It ain't long,
but
but
it's
it's skinny.
skinny.
That's right.
It's in stereo.
It is. All right, guys, we'll take another break. We'll come back. We'll figure out what we have learned. And I got one more question to ask the dais here tonight. It was brought to me last night by a state trooper. We're going to find out what it is.
Well,
You're listening to the Everyday Joe Show, brewed by the Common John Brewing Company here on Rooster 1015 and Facebook Live.
get the app and obey the speeds.
Me, I know.
You know, I
Tim
never
is-
All right,
thought
everybody,
you'd
welcome
be a
back to
pretty
Everyday
woman.
Joe Show,
Not
brewed
ever.
by the Common John Brewing Company here on Rooster 115 and Facebook Live, episode 292. Tooth Bull, Levon Galen Moran, me, the Travis Reed. It's now time to find out what we have learned. Tooth, what'd you learn?
Well, I learned that I want to give these two gentlemen my utmost respect. Thankfully, we have soccer in America. And if it wasn't for what they have sacrificed, I don't know that we would have soccer in America based on what Bull has taught me this evening. Also, I did learn, this is also very important, there is a direct correlation to batting averages and fathers who are in the military. So if your child has a low batting average, but you're a father that's in the military, there's a reason for that.
And it's okay.
And it's okay. If you're lucky, you'll have a little sister who can teach you
Oh my goodness.
the things you missed out on. That's what I learned tonight. That's what I learned. Thanks for asking.
Man, you had an educational evening.
I feel like I've learned a lot.
Caleb's going to beat every one of us.
He's
Well,
on
what'd
his-
you learn?
You know, there were bits and pieces in there.
Yeah.
That I had learned,
Right.
and now I'm just like I couldn't have said it any better myself.
What else can you say?
Soccer. I mean, it's all for soccer. But no, thank y'all for your sacrifice.
No, and
But,
that,
I mean,
on the real, thank you for what you did and for serving your country. That's for real. We
yeah,
do.
because soccer has done so much for our
I
community.
think a lot of people think
I
that
mean,
it's.
there was a huge uproar about the lights.
Oh, that World Cup.
I mean, it's really done great. I mean, Snoop Dogg really found himself during
Look, man,
you
the
know,
only thing going,
South Africa.
like the only thing rising faster than soccer is like pickleball, dude. So
Yeah, pickleball.
Or the inflation rate.
Oh, my goodness.
I noticed that on my paycheck.
Levon, what'd you learn?
Oh man, y'all doing great things in the community here. Yeah,
Appreciate that, man. Good stuff. That's it. That's all you
that's
learned.
it. Yeah.
That's it. You didn't have an educational evening like Tooth did.
No, not like two.
Galen, what'd you learn? Never come back here again?
One, yeah, that'll work. Two, my son's gonna whoop my tail. Probably. Yeah, or he
Your son
thinks he
can
will.
whoop all of us, except for like maybe Bull. I think Bull's a smart one and didn't say anything.
dude, your son's busy typing out some kind of picture message right now. Don't even
He's
worry about
actually
it.
driving on his way here
He
right now.
actually told you. He actually sent you a message right here. Too.
Yeah.
Lizzie
You read that
Gladiator.
screen? But,
So-
but in all seriousness, just kind of co-sign what Levon said. It's impressive having been gone from this town for 28 out of the last 30 years, coming back and seeing things like what you're doing, and not only with this show and your sandwich. Do you call it a food truck?
Yeah,
He does.
food truck. Depends on what day it is.
It's just good food.
Well,
I
appreciate
like
What are
it.
y'all talking
Yeah, I'm
about?
proud
over
of you,
there?
Travis.
Oh, you mean
It's
where he said
impressive.
seriously thankful for you? I saw that. That's sweet of him.
It
He's
is very-
thankful because we're motivating him to do better. He's thankful for us.
So graduation is gonna be tough tomorrow night. When you're crying, I'll be crying. I'll be crying for you because I know a 6'2", 220-pound kid is probably gonna come out
Hey,
that
listen,
field.
I've been beat up before. It's okay.
This ain't his first rodeo.
I can take. Listen, I have been beat down faster than his batting average drops. I'm telling you.
Well, thanks for the kind words, Galen. I appreciate you guys coming on. And of course, you guys know I appreciate y'all service, what y'all did for us. So we
I'm
could,
on his list. Okay, I was just kidding, bro.
so we could have
Is he gonna be that guy from Billy Madison? Like, well, I'm glad I think to apologize to that guy. You know,
I appreciate what y'all done. I'm glad y'all are back, Levon. Glad you get to come back every now and then.
Yeah, it's always good to come back home, man.
Yeah, man, it's a good time. I have learned that Tooth is going to get his butt whipped tonight and tomorrow night at graduation by Caleb Moran, and that his sister's a better hitter. And I'm sure that Brooke is probably sitting back laughing at all this because
listen,
she's out of it
when
all.
he gets done beating on me, I'm gonna ask her if she'll hit me a few times just so I can see how much harder she hits. I I'm a glutton for punishment.
It's like, I've been hit by a professional wrestler. Let your sister
Cowboy
step up.
Jane Storm has chopped me on this show. Bring it, son. Bring it.
You have ever said in your entire life. You said a lot, buddy. That's it. Oh man. Oh my goodness.
And I quote, he does not hit like a girl.
No, it's worse than one. We've been talking about it all night. Bull, pay attention to the show. Now, I want to thank you guys for being on. It's great to see you, especially. I've not seen you in forever. I've seen you, and it's always good to see you. And it is great when you come back to the show. You've been on the show before. It's always fun when you hang out. I've got a
He
recent.
sent us our first heater.
I was going to say I've got a recent memory. A couple weeks ago, maybe last week, I don't remember, but it was a recent memory, and it was when you were here and we were in the corner.
Yeah, it's come a long way. since then.
Yeah, man. So
Yeah, y'all done
good
some
to see you.
cool stuff.
Yeah,
Always
absolutely.
good to see everybody.
All right, man. Appreciate y'all being here. It's a fun night, too. Thank you, man, Bull. Appreciate you doing what you do. Levon Galen, thank y'all very much. Galen, good luck at home.
Thank you, sir.
All right.